Chelsea 2, Everton 2. Chelsea bottle a lead, and there goes any hope that we had that we were going into good form. Welcome to Casually FC, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our match reaction to the Chelsea 2, Everton 2 game. Before we go ahead and start this show, make sure you guys are smashing the like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out when we're going to be streaming. And check out the comments, the links in the description as well. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the game, what you thought about our thoughts on the game and all that. And last but not least, you can leave a super chat if you'd like for us to read any of your comments and talk about it during the stream. And also, memberships are available, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. It helps out the channel immensely, and you get access to these awesome emojis that you get to use as well. So if you are a member, go ahead and spam those emojis in the chat. Also, big up and shout outs to the proper casuals, starting with Winter Surfer, Daniel, Strasburg Steve, OG Turbo Jesus, and Dark. Big up to you guys for being proper
Turbo Jesus. That's a good name.
It is, right? And also, big up to everyone who is here on time. Big up to the panel. Ahmed, Oliver.
Big up to Ahmed, looking like Rambo, bro.
Ahmed said Maximin, like I keep saying. Real Chris, and also Scott. But yeah, quick overview of the game. Pretty much the first half.
No, Ahmed. You look like every sushi maker in anime, bro.
I like that one. There you go. Let Ahmed cook. Let Ahmed cook.
Sorry, man. Sorry. I had to say it.
So, quick overview of the game. Pretty much, first half, it looked like we were in the mood to create and score some goals. We missed our opportunities, but the Chelsea side looks good. Then come the second half. Finally, João Felix doesn't hit the post. He hits the post, but it actually goes in this time. Yeah, he does hit the post, but it goes in this time, giving us the 1-0 lead. And then it was a corner, right, boys? Where we concede?
Yep.
It was a corner. We concede on the corner to Decore in the 69th minute, unfortunately. Kepa probably should have done a better job to save that. And then a 1-2 link up with Reece James, or Reece James gets fouled in the penalty box. Kai Havertz takes the penalty, little stutter and a step, and predicts the direction that Pickford is going to be going, puts it in the opposite direction, giving us the 2-1 lead. And then in the last minute, lack of concentration, mistakes, poor positioning from Koulibaly and Kepa, who had the weak biscuit-armed. Kepa is back, and we concede.
He never left.
We concede the draw right there, and unfortunately the game ends with 2-2. We should have won the game. Overall, from what I saw of the game, we looked good. The 3-4-3 is working really well for us, or the 3-5-2, in my opinion. I think we've been looking good in terms of creating chances, fluid play. The wingbacks are playing really well with Felix, Enzo, and Kovacic. Kovacic looked great today from what I saw as well. That captaincy is looking really good on him, and it looked like it's alleviated and elevated his game to another level almost. He's been looking fantastic with Enzo in the pivot. It almost seems like really hard to see how. I'm just gonna. That's my opinion.
It's almost like he's not playing with the retards anymore. Yeah, that's nice.
Right.
Yeah, I'll tell you one player. I know we're gonna get on to him later, but I'll tell you one player that captaincy doesn't look good on.
Oh yeah, we'll get on to him. But
coincidence?
Overall,
I think not.
Overall, the game, it's just really unfortunate how we lost that lead. But I was it just stinks. I guess Kai, you're not really on here that often, so you could start it off for us. What are your opinions
for
of the game?
I'm tired of the word unfortunate, man. I'm tired of it because you fortune doesn't fucking follow you the whole fucking season, man. Am I allowed to cuss here, or you guys changed the rules since I gave you?
You said
you already said retard, so it's too late.
I don't know, man. Maybe you made it PG, man. You know it's not my stuff.
I said keep it PG for the first 5 minutes. That's it, but it's done. You said retard already. So.
That way gone, man. That's way gone, man.
He said fuck and y'all.
Yeah, look, YouTube is right on it. We're already demonetized. It's all right. So
Jesus.
Are we?
Whoops.
Yeah, no. They've been on my ass for the last fucking 5 weeks.
Okay.
Go ahead, man. You're
Sorry,
fine.
YouTube.
You already
Sorry,
did
YouTube.
it.
Yeah, but
No, it's
Yeah,
fine,
the
mate.
apology will fix it now.
The bots don't care, man. The bots
Is it
don't
all
care.
right? Is it all right if I run over these people who've never done so in the past? You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus
As long as you
Christ,
apologise.
Oh, God. Oh, my
YouTube,
days.
YouTube. I've always been very progressive and a feminist, so please allow Marshall to
shut up.
keep
Yeah,
his.
we're just flexible with our language. That's all it
To
is.
keep his
YouTube, come on, cut us some
monetization.
slack.
But yeah, man,
Oh, well.
about Chelsea, man. I'm tired of using the word like misfortune, fortune. Reality is like we're 27 games with 38 points still, man, and for me, like we didn't lose the game because of Kepa. We didn't lose the game because of Koulibaly. Because I think like in the last few games we were fortunate in the Premier League, where we were able to keep very narrow leads. Other than you can talk about the Leicester where we won 3-1, but I think that's just because Leicester wasn't really a good team. They didn't really put pressure on us. But once we start playing this relegation teams, they're gonna fight until the last minute. And today, for me, it wasn't Kepa or it wasn't Koulibaly who cost us the game, man. Like Potter taking off every every attacker we have for a midfielder, man, was insane to me. Because one thing we know about the Premier League, and I'm sure Potter knows it too, is especially at this time where we're close to the end of the season, these teams who are fighting for relegation are gonna fight until the last minute to score. And I'm sorry, taking off Kovacic and taking up all these guys, putting Gallagher and and Robin Loftus-Cheek, we have seen year in, year out how bad positionally they are and why they don't play most of the time in those deeper positions, and putting them on there and expecting to carry the match through. It's insane to me, man. Like, who was supposed to score when we went behind? Who's gonna score? Nobody's gonna score. Havertz on his own is not very useful. If you noticed, we've seen Havertz can't create something out of nothing. So that's not him. Who's gonna create for him?
I think from what I can tell from Potter's perspective, I think he was trying to stick to what has been working with him or for him for the past 3 games. So I could see why he went more defensive and took out the extra attackers, leaving just Kai there. I think he was trying to defend that 2-1 lead. And we would have won if it wasn't for Koulibaly making the mistake at the end and Kepa. But then again, we also should have been putting away more chances that game. We always struggle with these low block teams. It was Burnley last season. It's Everton this season. What other teams? It's
Nottingham Forest.
you name it.
Almost every team
Nottingham
this season,
Forest, or every team that's low block. We always struggle.
Being
So
easier
I'm
list
actually
to say the teams we haven't struggled.
We haven't yet struggled against, but
That'll be easier list.
no, for
Yeah.
me, man, like personally, just for me, just I'm not like I don't know, man. I just don't see Chelsea being any kind of successful, and where we are now is for me it's absolute complete failure, man. And it hurts me so much seeing Chelsea like this, and I just don't
Yeah.
see it becoming much better. Maybe it will get a little bit better, but do you see us challenging back for top 4 with this manager? I honestly can't see it. Like, I'm sorry, like his game management is not elite, man. Not even a little bit. I have never seen him take something out of the hat and win us a game. Like, I can't see it. I'm sorry, I just can't see it. I'm trying to be optimistic with him. I wanted to give him those 3 wins, like one of them in the Champions League. But you can't even get 3 consecutive wins in the Premier League alone against teams like Everton and all these guys.
and
I
to,
don't
and
know,
to be fair
man.
to Kai,
I'm honestly like, man.
to be
I'm
fair to
honestly
Kai, he
hurting
has
over
been
him.
very charitable. He has been very charitable towards Graham Potter and giving him a shot. Like I have spoken to him. He's
Bro, like I'm
not
trying to
biased
give
when
him
he
a
says
chance
this.
because I want him to be like
Kai has been charitable. Are you
Yeah.
kidding
not as
me?
much as you, Carlito. There is difference between charitable and absolutely in love with the guy,
Give me
man.
a fucking break, Marshall.
What do you want me to be, man?
If you know
kidding
Kai,
me?
this is actually Kai being
This
nice.
is if you know me and Andrew and Chris know me for a while, and so does
I
Marshall.
do know you. I do know you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, but Carlito, how can you say that I'm not being charitable when we're literally sitting 10th in the Premier League after 27 games with
Do
38
you
points?
think I'm exonerating anyone here? I'm not.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not
Fair enough.
exonerating anybody here. Dog, let's be very clear. Koulibaly got beat, and then Kepa got biscuit wrists on that fucking shot. No one here is happy with the result. I'm pissed, dog. No longer giving anyone any room. No longer. I am furious.
You really love that
I'm
word,
like
dog, huh?
you I'm like you every day on Twitter. I'm actually mad this time, dog. Real mad.
All right.
Nah,
Tell me
man.
about
For
it,
me,
Carlito.
No, but I'm not
All
like
right,
you.
I mean, okay, yeah, Kai, go ahead.
Yeah,
Finish your
let me
statement,
just
Kai, and then I'll
respond
add
to
it.
Carlito. I'm just not like you, man. I'm very patient at the beginning. Like if you notice, like Andrew and Scott, I'm quite often with them and on streams on Lewis's channel. I never wanted Potter, but I was willing to give
You
him a
made that
chance.
very clear, though.
Yep.
Kai.
I was willing to give him a chance. And where we are now, for me, is an absolute failure. Absolute failure, man. Like, no big club would allow a manager to take them to 10th after 27 games, struggling to get 38 points. I don't think, like, when you think about it, right? Take out our how we feel about Chelsea, right? Because all of us are Chelsea fans, all of us love Chelsea. Take it as any other club. Would Real Madrid allow this to happen for a manager to be 10th, third with 38 points after 27 games? Would
Dude, they
Bayern
want
Munich?
Ancelotti out right now. They want Ancelotti
Yeah,
out.
it's ridiculous to me how people have
Kai,
this.
Kai, you're not giving
It is
me a
insane
novel-
to me, man.
Kai, you're not giving me a novel idea. You're not some fucking expert telling me that we suck right now. I know we suck.
Yeah,
I
we
know
do
that.
suck. We do suck, but there is.
But you're not. Yeah, but you're.
No, but there is a sore fucking red thumb with the reason we suck, and it's every time I see you talk,
It's
you
so
never mention
hilarious
Potter.
that-
You always
it's
look
so
at
hilarious
oh,
that
it's
you
Koulibaly, but Koulibaly is only one instance from 26 previous games. What about the other 26 games? we had
Are
before?
you really going to put this on the manager? Are you willing to put this on?
Yeah,
the
but I'm
players?
not. But the difference between me and you're looking solely on this game. I'm looking at
Answer
like the entire season. The entire season.
Answer my question. I'm asking you: are you willing to put this on the players, or are you going to do the lazy argument, which is it's just?
How is that a lazy argument though? Because I'm not looking at it from a small sample of just today. I'm looking from the sample of the 6 games that came beforehand.
This is ridiculous. So
How
you're
is
not.
how is
you're
that?
not going,
Please explain it to me, man. How is this ridiculous? If we literally had this manager since September,
Kai, I asked you a question. Are you willing to put this on the players at a certain point?
but I did put it on the players. I did. I said, but the manager has a lot more to take.
The
So
manager
far-
doesn't play the games, dog. He doesn't.
Yeah, but he does manage the team. He does manage the team.
Oh,
he does manage
yes,
the team.
Yes, he manages. The
He does
team,
do the
and
substitutes.
He picks the lineup, and he says, "Hey, move here and there and there." Yeah, that's what he.
If you honestly think a top flight manager, that's all a top flight managers do is tell you
Honestly,
move there and pick the lineup,
I-
then I don't know, man.
Kai,
Yeah,
Kai, I coached. I know what.
There's a difference between coaching a bunch of kids and coaching top professional athletes.
Okay. So now you want to insult me? That's fine.
I'm not
fine
insulting you. It's just a fact. It's a
No,
it's a
I'm fine
freaking
with that.
fact,
But guess
man.
what, buddy? You are putting too much onus on the manager.
You
You
know,
are
I heard
wrong.
that same
Kai,
argument
you are
with
looking
Lampard
for
was
a-
here.
No,
I
Kai,
heard
you
that
are-
exact same argument with Lampard was here.
Kai,
Remember Andrew in Lewis's channel what people said about Lampard. Give him time. You're putting all that blame on him. It's not, and then we had Tuchel and we saw instant.
May I speak? Kai, you are looking for a boogeyman. The problem is that it is on the players. You want so bad.
I never said it's not on the players though, Carlito. I've never said it's not on the players.
Jesus Christ, Kai, can I speak?
Go ahead.
You are looking for a boogeyman. You want so badly to just say this fucking English guy sucks at coaching. You will.
He does
not,
suck at his coaching. He does.
But
does.
that's it. That's it. That's your onus right there. That's
he
it.
does.
That's
He
your
does.
boogeyman.
His career highlight is being 8th with Brighton. That is not a very impressive
Can I
career for a
finish?
Chelsea
Can
football
I
club, bro.
finish? Can I finish, please?
So far, you're just giving me emotions, Carlito. That's not a good sign, bro.
No,
But finish.
no.
Go ahead.
No, all you're doing is giving me. You know,
I'm giving you the league table in our form, bro. That's what I'm giving you.
Hey, guy, you are allergic to blaming the players.
I don't know about that. No. Hold on. Wait, okay, all right. Wait, hold on.
He wants
just
so
to
badly
push back.
for a boogeyman.
No, just
so
to push
badly
back
for
a little bit. Just to push back a little bit. Kai has been one of the first people on this platform to fucking hate. Other than David from the Terrace, Kai was like second in. Hold on. Let me land. Kai was the second in this platform to want Mason Mount out of this club. So he is like the epitome of blaming it on players.
You better believe that it was me that was the first.
But also
Try
like
to make sure it
Carlito.
was me that was the first.
No, it was
doubt it, man.
David on the terrace, and then it was Kai on his own platform. I'm pretty sure Kai made this channel
Bro,
just to shit on Frank Lampard and Mason Mount. So,
No.
but hold on.
but hold on, just to
Exactly,
you
bro.
know,
Even the chat is telling you. I always like I call the players. I want Everton
by the way,
7
I
and
love-
hold
love
on.
Kai.
Just to draw
I
a
do
line in
love
the sand
Kai.
here, or just to draw a line in the sand, because I
Yeah,
think this is
whatever.
a really funny banter and a friendly debate here.
Marshall,
I think-
I love
I think-
Kai. Let's be very
Yeah.
clear.
Hey,
Yeah,
love is
yeah,
a big
I know.
word, man.
No, I do love
But
Kai.
also-
Kai's
I
great.
rarely use it myself.
Carlito.
Bro. It's up to you, bro.
Surely, Carlito, you also have to look at the manager and how he's run the club up until these last 4 games. Like until he changed the 3 in the back.
Marshall, I would not have done this game the way that Graham Potter did. No, I wouldn't have. Definitely not.
Yeah, fair enough.
But my point is that these are world-class players and they need to do better.
True.
Look, I'm not the manager. I can't make these decisions. None of us can. It sucks that we can't because I know that we want to. But at the same time, man, you have to say, Kappa, biscuit wrist, come on, dog. Koulibaly, you are too good to get beaten that easily. That is not acceptable. You have to, Marshall, Kai, you have to put this on the players. You have to. I don't like his subs. But they also play for Chelsea, so we have to deal with it. But holy fucking shit, did we need this game and we blew it.
Yeah, we failed
We did.
again.
You know we blew it. You know we blew it.
So
We
I
failed.
want to
We failed
go.
again.
Can I? Say
I want to
something
go.
quickly
I
about
want to
the
go
players
on to
tonight?
Ahmed and then real Chris, because Ahmed was waiting patiently.
Can I just quickly you
Or your 2
want to
cents.
blame you want to blame the players, but can you really blame the players when you go 1-0 up, right? We was looking like the better team until then, I thought, and then you sub on Gallagher for Pulisic, so you're more defensive, but fine, yeah. And then we go 1-1, and then we finally make it 2-1, and he goes even more defensive
More
by
defense.
by basically taking off Felix for
those are
Chukwuemeka.
players. Yes.
No, because you're inviting pressure, basically to our defense, and that's why we're making mistakes
Yup.
like Koulibaly. Like we just have too much pressure. We can't deal with that. So, taking
Oh
off that
my God,
many
they
attackers.
get employed by Chelsea. They make millions of dollars a
Potters-
year. What?
Potters
You're
made
telling
that
me they
pressure
can't
for
play
me.
football? You're telling me they can't play football? Really?
No, they can play football, but Potter's made that pressure for no reason. Why
I
are we
think
going?
that is
why
a
are we going that
scapegoat
defensive?
nonsense argument. I'm
It's
sorry.
not. It's
I
not.
discount
So-
what you said.
So
That's where
Ahmed, you
I
were
feel
at the
like-
game. What did you see differently than what these gentlemen saw?
I don't really. I think for me, there's two things in it. So I'm gonna start with just the style of play. I'm gonna start with that one first.
Okay.
I think there were times. I think in terms of attacking, I feel like there was a few times where we could have switched the play to reach James rather than just continuously try to go through Chilwell, particularly in the first half. I thought also there's times where the final ball was missing before we could hit the ball and get into the net, particularly in the first half. And I think that's just in general. I think for me, the problem that I'm having here is once we go 1-0 up, I'm not understanding of, okay, 1-0 up, let's shot, lock and key, throw the key away. It's ultra defensive football. For me, that is a big problem, right? You're facing Everton. I understand if you want to go lock and key after 2-0, 3-0, but 1-0, you're giving these guys opportunities to come back. Then you're just saying, you're telling Everton, come on to us. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. Literally, guess what? Everton, within 3 to 4 minutes of them being allowed to play football, one little Sean Dyche, corner, bang. I mean, it's not what do you expect? What do you expect? I don't understand. And then it comes down to, again, like Havertz today was a bit of mid. Same old Havertz. Meandering around. Same shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not understanding what this brother does. I'm being serious. Like, what does he
Score
do?
penalties.
That's all.
That's a bit harsh.
That penalty was
No, but I'm being serious though. Like, what is Havertz doing currently?
Generational
Like,
penalty.
Other than penalties. Like in the
Andrew,
game, he
that's
didn't
not
really
fair.
look that effective. No, he didn't look that
That's
effective.
not fair.
All he did is take Jorginho's penalties, bro. That's all he takes Jorginho's.
Andrew was such an asshole with that generational penalty comment.
Yeah.
Hey,
But,
man, he's right.
Listen, let's move that side. I feel like today, Kovacic, watching the game, there were times where he was getting caught in possession. I felt like, he wasn't himself today. I think he was below par than his usual self, right? Pulisic today. Do you really need to start Pulisic today? That's another question I have. You don't need to. I feel like there was that one time where.
Ahmed, let me ask you this question because this is a curious one. I actually think that regardless of how Mudryk plays, I would start him anyways.
That's what I'm saying.
Even if he plays bad, I don't care. I know that he is so dangerous that he scares the shit out of everybody else. I would start him even if he's playing bad. I wouldn't care.
That's the thing, yeah. I thought, Mudryk had a good game, against their stuff. You continue building on that.
Yeah.
And Pulisic has just come back from injury. Like, maybe give him again, game time, 20 minutes if you want to, 25 minutes. But I thought it was very unnecessary, in my opinion, to start him today. And you saw today, Baron, the left side of our attack, particularly between Chilwell and Pulisic, wasn't connecting that well. So
I'm not kissing Graham Potter's ass. I'm just saying this has to be on the players.
No,
you guys have to. All of y'all have to be.
Carlito, let me finish. I haven't finished my point.
Carlito, every week you say the same thing.
Carlito,
it's on the players.
Because I'm not. When I finish, you understand what I'm trying to say once I'm done, right?
Unless it's Havertz, then it's not on him.
No. Listen, I've said already that from a tactical point of view, that is where the issue is for me. You should not be shutting shop at 1-0 when you're facing Everton. That's on Potter himself. The players themselves as well. I feel like there's this attacking impotence issue.
Bro, we replaced our whole 11 for this guy, man. What more can we do for him, bro? What more can we do? Do we need a manager to hold his hand while he manages as well, man?
And then for me, I thought if he was smart enough, you could see that our attack isn't clicking right now. Bring on Mudryk.
I'm interested to see what Scott is going to say about this game.
Yeah, that's what we needed. And then
Scott's going to blame the fan base.
And then for me, we come back to
our fan base is clapped,
which is Kepa Arrizabalaga. We need to keep it real. Kepa is not a starting goalkeeper.
So Ahmed, this is where I want to talk. Maybe he isn't.
Never has been.
Scott. But if you're going to criticize in the way that I said this before, when you were criticizing the midfield and you said the answer was Enzo, and I agree with you, and you were totally spot on this one, I need another answer. If you are going to say that Kepa is not the answer, I need an answer, Scott.
Okay.
Let him speak.
The annoying thing is with Kepa, and I've said this, is I know this is an if, and it's not massively helpful to what you asked me, but I've always said, and I maintain this point, that if they're both on form, and if they're both in the right mental headspace, I'm taking Mendy over Kepa every single day. Mendy, what he's able to do in terms of his all-round game when he's on form is so much better than Kepa's. His on the ball is not as bad as people make out, by the way. He's had a couple of shaky moments, sure, but Kepa has as well. His on the ball ability is nowhere near as bad as people make out. It's just penalties he's quite bad at. But in terms of claiming corners, commanding his box, all of that, the only thing he's legitimately bad at, is sweeping. Apart from the penalties, is sweeping. But just in terms of goalkeepers, there was one I thought. Oh, Maignan.
Yeah.
Maignan is good. I've seen Lafont.
Still saying Ter Stegen.
Apparently we want Onana, no? Onana?
Quite a few people I've seen that are high on Lafont. I haven't seen him. Can't really judge. Also, even if I did watch him, I've got no idea about goalkeepers really. I just know Maignan.
Ter Stegen, man. His ball distribution is really
Bring
good.
Courtois back.
He's not.
I'm just saying. I think people are really underrating Ter Stegen, but let's go.
The goalkeepers
when we talk about goalkeepers, can we talk about them actually saving instead of ball distribution first? Can we talk about
Lafont is a really good.
I said it's the problem with Andrew we've got is the era we're in with football. There is more to just shot stopping.
I know.
For example, like De Gea, he's a great shot stopper, but he limits Man United because just on the ball he's so bad, so he limits them a little bit. So that's just the era we're in. The annoying thing with goalkeepers is we're in a spot where there's not really that many top level goalkeepers. There's a lot of unknowns. So you've got your Rayas, your Sanchez's, your Costas. You've got a lot of guys who are relatively unknown in terms of, are they just going to be a good goalkeeper or are they going to get to that world class level? Which is how different to how it was even a couple of years ago when you had Oblak in form or in better form than he is or he has been recently. But on the game, everything up to, and I'm not just saying this because I don't rate him, but everything up to the Gallagher sub, I was actually really happy with. I actually haven't got any complaints about this game. up to the 61st minute or whatever it was when Gallagher came on.
Yeah, but-
And even from a team perspective,
Yeah.
I have no complaints about every single person, or from a Chelsea perspective, bar 3 players. Or people, I should say. And that's Kepa, Koulibaly, and Potter.
Yeah,
I'm not really looking-
Koulibaly and Kepa. Let's be very clear, Scott. Let's be very clear about this.
He said Potter too, Carlito.
There's
Yeah,
three.
Like to hear him,
Yeah,
man.
but guess what? Potter doesn't play in the games.
I'm joking,
These are
man.
perfect.
Jeez.
No, but there's different
Guys,
reasons.
you joke, but sometimes you don't.
I all the time I do, man. You just don't owe me that.
It's
one.
just
Oh,
I can't like,
guesswork.
you're one of those guys.
It's
I
just
can't tell
guesswork,
whether it's
you can't
joking
figure it out.
sometimes or not.
If he
Yeah,
knows.
I blame all 3 of them for differing reasons. Like Kepa was at fault for both the goals, and he just continues to show every week that no matter how many good saves he makes, he has a level at which he will never go above because of certain things he lacks. His height, which fair enough, he can't improve. His lack of ability to command his area, his lack of ability to claim crosses, which kind of links with the other one. Like if that first one, if he just claims the cross, fine. Well, if he just comes and claims that, goes through Kovacic and goes through Doucouré, he's fine. We're not conceding, but he doesn't. And then the second one, don't even get me started. Koulibaly again, like it's really annoying because he actually had a really good game up until that point, but it's just 2 mistakes in the space of a short space of time. Because there was one mistake he made not too long before the one where he got spun that didn't cost us a goal, and then he made that mistake and it cost us a goal. And then Potter for the stupid subs. This was the annoying thing about this game is it's literally the Leeds game. It's the Leeds game, but with the not worst case scenario, but what could have happened in the Leeds game. Like within the Leeds game, we all said it that like we got lucky because Leeds created some chances after we decided to drop deep and we decided to try and soak up pressure, and they just couldn't capitalise. And Everton capitalised. That's the difference between the 2 games. Because before, as I said, prior to the subs, like those first 60 minutes were brilliant. You had like from as I said, from basically everyone on the pitch. Like that back 3 was solid, all of them. You know, Kepa had nothing to do, but like it's fine. The midfield I thought was really solid. I understand what Ahmed's saying about Kovacic, but I still thought he did some things nice. There was a couple of moments where he does what he usually does, where he drew players in and was able to beat him on the dribble and kind of bypass the press, even when they weren't pressing us that hard. Enzo is Enzo, fantastic footballer. I thought the wing back did well. Even players like Pulisic, I thought he did okay. Like I understand what people's apprehensiveness about him playing and starting, but even him I thought did okay, especially considering he's had like no game time so far. And then Felix is by far and away our best player. Like it's him or Enzo as our best player. Like he is so head and shoulders above everyone else. Like I'm not saying he's as good as, but there are certain things he does and the way that the ball always gravitates towards him and what he does that kind of remind me a little bit of Hazard, where like everything gravitates and everything revolves around him. And that sometimes doesn't work and sometimes isn't good, but it's working really well at the moment in attacking areas. Havertz I actually thought had a decent game. Like I thought the penalty was quality, by the way. Like his technique is really good. But I thought he had a good game. Like a bar the heading, which was dire. I thought he had a really good game.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I thought his heading was terrible, but bar that, I thought that he actually had a good game. Like his link-up play was really nice. His hold-up play, for the most part, was really nice. He was finding nice pockets of space and nice areas on the pitch to, again, link up with, like, Felix and whatnot. As I said, like, it's brilliant for 60 minutes. Like, there were patterns of play. We were moving the ball really nicely. It looked brilliant. We just couldn't take our chances. And then that sub... what annoys me most about that sub, right, is in the Leeds game... It didn't really make sense, but I got it. In the game after that, what was the game after that where he did it? Was it Dortmund? It made sense.
Dortmund.
He's done it every single game, I'm pretty sure.
With Gallagher.
Let me just go the last 3 games, right?
Leeds, Dortmund and Leicester.
Dortmund made sense.
Yeah,
they were getting chances. They were putting pressure on us. It made sense. The Leicester game, it made sense. We were getting overrun in midfield. It made no sense in this game because we weren't getting overrun in midfield, and this is what pisses me off. It's the same thing. I was thinking about this while Kai and Carlito were having their debate. It's the same shit Sarri was doing, where he was swapping Barkley for Kovacic. Where it's like you're not swapping anything, or you're doing the same. You're doing the same sub because you've already planned to do it before the game. It doesn't. We could be facing Leeds or Liverpool or friggin' like someone in League Two, and you're making the same sub, no matter who we're playing. You're not making a sub because of the opposition. You're making a sub that you've pre-planned before the game. That's what annoys me. It's like we weren't getting overrun in midfield, so there was no reason to have an extra body. Do you know when we started getting overrun in midfield? When Gallagher, the midfielder, came on because he couldn't get the ball. And if you noticed as well, when he got the ball, he was their trigger to press.
Yeah.
Because he can't keep the ball in pressure situations. He lost the ball like 3 times, I swear, in the space of
He
like
has
5
no first touch, bro.
No, he has the same issue that Mount has. He doesn't have that positional awareness at where he is.
Kai, that's the
He's a
problem.
or
And
not.
other teams know that. And it was the same. It's the same thing as Zuma under Tuchel to begin with and Lampard. He was the. I remember it clear as day. That Arsenal game where we lost, where Jorginho scored that own goal. It was the same thing. Zuma was the trigger press every time because they knew he was not good on the ball. It's the same thing. Gallagher was the trigger press every single time because they knew that on the ball he was shaky. And I'm sorry
then he put Ruben as well. Ruben
I don't mind. The Ruben one I don't mind.
Zakari Ruben and Gallagher midfield for me is fucking.
I don't understand why Zakari wasn't on the bench. He should have come on the pitch. Like, if you want solidity in the midfield, there's that. Other subs I don't necessarily mind because they kind of made sense. The Carney one's a bit annoying. I want him to play more, but I don't get what you take Felix off. Anyway, that Gallagher one, that's the moment at which the game turned. And that's why I blame Potter. There was no need for that sub.
They scored right after, didn't they?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They scored right after every substitute they made. After every substitute made, they scored right after.
It's annoying because, as I said, you get 61 minutes of, for me, a quality performance, and it's ruined by 4... Hang on. Yeah, by 4 stupid mistakes from the manager, 2 from the goalkeeper, and the centre back. Oh, by the way, another thing. By the way, those debates that people were having about whether Silva gets back into this team when he's fit. Yes.
Oh, come on! How is that even a debate?
That's just people
absurd.
trying to.
Oh no, they were debates, Marshall.
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. Obviously.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Thiago,
he is a massive leader in that team as well. Like,
Thiago Fofana and Badiashile is our best fucking back three.
Yeah,
it's not even debatable.
And you could argue maybe prior to this game, maybe Koulibaly gets back into that team over Badiashile, but I think today, I think today kind of goes to show that Koulibaly still isn't nearly at the level we want him to be. Yeah, he's improved and he's gotten into those performances, but he still needs more time. I'm going to give him this season. Next season, I want to see the Badiashile we've seen, or not Badiashile, I'm sorry, the Koulibaly we've seen for the last 3 games. So, I mean, on the manner that we were talking about, the substitution stuff, Oliver, I wanted to ask you, do you think that Gallagher substitution, do you think Sean Dyche predicted it? Because it seems that that's Potter's go-to now when it comes to the substitutions, because I understand where he's coming from with the substitution. He wants what Mount used to provide for the team, and Gallagher's just doing better, and Gallagher's just willing to do everything just like what Ruben Loftus-Cheek is willing to do for the team. And I think when it comes to Gallagher's pressing, when he comes in as a sub, it's been effective in the last 3 games. We dispossess the team high up the pitch, and we get a counterattack. But onto what Kai was saying as well, leaving just the one attacker, I could see how that's ineffective as well, because Kai by himself in a counterattack isn't going to do shit. Bro. So your opinion on the Gallagher substitution, Oliver?
Yeah, I mean, I can
up front.
I can see Dyche having planned that, you know, like you said. I can see you having planned that, because
what did he say? I didn't even hear him.
German socket or something like that. I don't even know what he said, bro.
You said German sausage up front or something. Like that.
Sausage. Jesus. No, man.
0 for 44. 0 for 44.
I don't know, man. Havertz for me is one of the most overrated players.
Before anyone else continues, just quickly,
we had in a while.
Shout out to you as well, man.
As I was saying, I can totally see that Dyche would have planned for that, because this isn't just a thing in the last 3 games. You know, we've obviously seen there's this new tactic from Potter. When we get the first goal, or when we get any kind of lead, switch to the 3-5-2 and bring Gallagher on. But it's not even just that particular tactic. Gallagher usually comes on anyway. We've seen it throughout Potter's entire time here. So I can totally see that. It doesn't even have to be that he came on for 60 minutes. It's just that, you know, Dyche can tell his players when he comes on, press the hell out of him. It's just logical, and it worked to an extent today. So credit to Dyche, and I guess Potter's just got to deploy him in a better situation in the future, because you can definitely see the momentum shifted as soon as he came on the pitch and as soon as that change was made.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm sorry, Chris. Let me just say this real quick. I'll be honest with you guys. I got to give credit to Everton too. I'm not gonna lie. They defended.
God,
no. They honestly defended like their lives depended on it, and
it does. It does.
I can't even lie. They were bad today.
They were bad, exactly. But they were
bad until our subs. They was bad until our subs. Actually,
I'm telling you, if he didn't sub Gallagher on, we could have scored another goal. If he didn't change anything from that team, and then when he took Kovacic off for Ruben, and he did all that fucking subs, it made no fucking sense. If we kept that team, we'd have scored another goal, man. I'm telling you, we had so many chances.
Marshall, apart from that weak Kai header that what's his face pushed out, what other save did he make during the game? That was outside.
Both of Kovacic's shots were deflected. I mean, it's just the defense.
No. What other saves did he make during the game? That because apparently that they defended well. So what other saves did he make? What last ditch tackles did they make? What off the line clearances did they make? Did we hit the post or the bar? Did we pepper them? Did the crosses coming into the box?
After Felix came off with that,
Andrew, the crosses came in. They just dealt with it really well.
Their entire team, like their midfield was. I already spoke about earlier. Their midfield was non-existent. Like this is a midfield as well. That they're good players, and their midfield was non-existent. Their attack non-existent. Like the only defender, the only player on their team I can big up before the 61st minute is Coleman. Is the only guy I can big up on their team. Tarkowski spent most of the game getting spun by Felix and Havertz. Like their left back was getting done by Reece James every time. This was like this was a shit Everton team. This was a bad Everton team. They played.
I just do want to read this real quick before we continue on to what Andrew wanted to say. Urgy Turbo Jesus with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I blame the new match day tracksuits the team more. Fair enough.
Looks nice, man. That actually looks nice. I like it.
Don't give Carlito any ideas, please.
Part of go ahead, Safa.
Carlito's a nice guy, man. He's just a little bit confused about
that.
Man.
For 5 minutes, what you just said earlier. So you can
my god, relax.
Yeah.
I want to be absolutely honest, like always. I don't know if I can be angry anymore because we're in 10th and we're being coached by a 10th place manager.
Yeah, I'm same thought as me.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
I'm tired, man.
That is fair.
He's coaching, and we are in 10th, but he's coaching us like we're a team that's always in 10th.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like go up one goal.
Like we're trying to stay in 10th.
Go up, and try not to get in the relegation race. But go up by one goal and then try and preserve it. Yeah. Yeah,
but
Scott. Hang on, let me go.
Wait.
Sorry, mate. So I lose track. Scott said what I wanted to say. Previous games when Gallagher's come on, it's made sense. Switched to 3-5-2, and we're being overrun in midfield. Okay, it made sense. Last week at Leicester, made sense. The game before Dortmund made sense. We weren't getting overrun in midfield. We were controlling the game. Take Pulisic off, fine, but why not bring Mudryk on? Why not bring Madueke on? Bring another attacking player on there. It's cowardice again. He's a coward when it comes to this. Okay, he's a coward. This whole he's a front-thinking manager at Brighton. Anything, I don't know anymore. Maybe that's a fallacy. Do you know what I mean? He's a coward on this, right? Why do you get it? Hang on, let me go.
Just to play devil's advocate. I do understand where you're coming from.
We've been playing devil's advocate the whole season, Marshall. Come on.
No. I just want to say,
let Andrew finish his point.
Let Andrew finish his point.
Marshall, we don't have to do devil's advocate. I don't want to do devil's advocate. Just
the devil's already advocating. I understand.
Don't be devil's advocate. Let's not do this. But the subs today, it's like Chukwuemeka and Caliber for 6. Why did Fofana have to come off? He wasn't nursing an injury. He was actually playing very well. Very well.
I think he had an ice pack after the match, so there might have been something.
It was like for the last... okay, you've got Kante on the bench, right? He's not been picked by France, yeah, and he's obviously fit enough to make the bench. Why not give him 10 minutes? Why not have him come on and give him 10 minutes? Koulibaly, where was Koulibaly when Fofana came off? Was Koulibaly still playing the centre of the back three?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Chalobah's on the right.
Yeah, Chalobah's on the right. Yeah.
Chalobah plays
Chalobah's
Fofana.
obviously out of position. Koulibaly, can I ask you? If I ask Koulibaly a question, I go, "You're an experienced defender. You see someone running, right? Why do you run towards the defender instead of running towards the path they're going to, right? If you run towards the path they're on, you have more chance of stopping them and defending, yeah? Instead you go right to where he's going, where he is, and essentially you're going to get either bounced off, go past, or you're going to concede a penalty. Kepa actually came for the ball, but he was too late. He was different. He was in two minds. And even then, he's like that. I go with you guys. I have not seen the second goal properly, so I don't know how much to blame he is. But if you say he is, I'll go with you guys. The team is dying for a number 9. This team is dying for a number 9, yeah? A proper number 9 who takes 2 defenders out and makes space. I'm glad João Felix scored tonight.
But he's not a number 9. He should play behind one.
But I say this. We get on players like Mount and Kai for good reasons when they score 1 goal in 9 games. And that's João Felix before tonight, yeah? I think you should have the same energy for him, okay? He does little nice flicks and turns and stuff like that and gets away with it, right? But because he's not Mount or Havertz, who we don't like, and we've had enough of them, he won't get the same thing, and he's on loan. I need more from João Felix. I'm sorry. I need more of an output. That shot in the first half, when he's literally just hit it straight at the goalkeeper, I've seen harder pass backs. Yeah? he needs...
Oh, the one in between the legs?
I need a killer, and that's why a number 9... I need a number 9. If you're going to play with João Felix next season, you're going to buy him. He needs to play with a number 9. This João Felix thing I don't think works a lot of the time at all. And let me just say this. We were lucky last week against Leicester. We should have drew that game. Not 3-1. We should have drew that game because of Kepa. But I just put just the subs. It's like It's like, bro. I listen. This is a too big of step, man. This is like trying to teach a toddler how to climb Mount Everest at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's too much. And I'm sorry. I know it's not going to happen. So before anyone says anything, no, it's not going to happen.
No, it's going to happen. Yeah,
I would get rid of him I'd get rid of him in the national break. I just go. I don't care if it's a caretaker now.
So,
just go.
Before we continue, real quick, guys, I just want to say, 40 of you guys, I just wanted to comment on one thing Andrew said. 40 of you guys watching, make sure you're smashing that like button. It does help out the algorithm, and make sure you check out our memberships. But what I wanted to ask Andrew before was, does part of you also think that this is Potter going defensive wise? When you mentioned that, this is Potter going for what has worked for him in the past 3 games.
Yes, but I also think, look at, like I said, with the Gallagher sub, it made sense the two previous games, Leicester and Dortmund, because we were getting overrun in midfield. I think the sub actually worked against him because it gave us a less attack and gave us impetus of Everton freeing up a couple of players who were maybe targeting Pulisic or trying to mark him and giving him an extra. And like I said, Gallagher is just literally a dog that zoomies around a garden, man. Do you know what I mean? He's just like that. He's got no control. When you try and ask him, that's the thing as well. I saw today again. He was going further up the pitch. Why? You are utterly useless up there. You offer nothing but losing the ball, or just. He looks like he's actually, when he tries to get the ball, he looks like a guy in a mosh pit at a club, right? And he's trying to protect himself like that, and he's just like wagging his legs about like that. He honestly doesn't. Crazy. I don't believe this. How this guy became a professional footballer, I'll never know, right? Minerals. I tell you what happened. This guy is being invaded by a body snatcher because. I don't know what this guy does. Last year at Crystal Palace, it was a purpose. It was fit into a team. I knew what he does. But you're asking this guy with a 71 IQ to solve a 144 IQ puzzle. All right? Do you know what I mean? Just no. right? It's not.
Yeah.
And how many times do you have to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek on this pitch, right? What's he going to offer? Why not just bring Kante on for those minutes?
nice face.
Just
Yeah.
bring him on.
He left Sakari out of the squad as
They
well.
offered
That's
nothing.
Kante,
Yeah.
Kai's right. You then go 2-2, and you go 2-2, and then who have you got up front? You've got Kai up front by himself. And by the way, it was a good penalty, but his heading is so overplayed.
Bro.
That's one of his best traits. His heading is like Tammy Abraham's heading. It's so soft, it's ridiculous.
so-
It's like a wet sponge heading the ball. Do you know what I mean? It's just atrocious.
Can I say, add to
I think
that,
it's Martin again.
Andrew? You know, like when Kai Havertz headers, why does he always go to his user's back head? He always turns his head and backheads it like all the time.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that. We're saying when we was watching the game, like he
Isn't that him
always
just trying
does
to
it.
place it?
What kind of placement
you
does he
can't
go
place
for?
it
Like,
when
he
you-
always, why is he always going for user's back head? That's some weird ass like heading
Yeah.
technique. I
It's
can't lie.
harder to place it
mean-
when you can't see where the goal
I
is.
understand that sometimes, Marshall, but he does it all the time. I've noticed it. He does it all the time.
Bro, can
Might be
I
overcompensating. Go
can I
ahead,
respond to Andrew's comment, man? About Potter, if any of you played Football Manager, and you have one substitute like tactic at the end of the game that works for you, and you keep trying it, but after 4 or 5 games, the computer kind of figures it out. That's him with Gallagher, man. He just saw one thing that worked, and he's trying it every game, regardless of the context of the actual football match. And about Havertz for me, like I'm starting to have the same issue with him with Mount. For me, he's a very limited player. If he doesn't get a penalty or if he doesn't get an easy tap in, he doesn't really score goals, right? So now we have a kind of a situation where if we have this guy without any attackers around him, like we did, like as soon as we took Felix out, our team stopped attacking properly. All our patterns of play, our passing, it all went to shit, man. We just went back to the same Chelsea that is rigid, doesn't have any ideas, doesn't have anything. And it's the same thing with Kaiman. It's one of the reasons why I think a lot of Chelsea fans have like a romantic kind of idea that this guy is going to be amazing. But for me, man, give me Ivan Toney. Get this guy out, because like if he doesn't have players who just feed him the ball, he's really useless, man. Like honestly, could you ever see him scoring that goal that Tony scored? Like what was it, the last match day? There's no way he's scoring that goal.
Not a chance.
It is like, so why are we here, man? Having like a fucking Make-A-Wish manager, having a Make-A-Wish striker, trying to make things work because we have like emotional attachment to them, man. Okay,
Yeah,
I get it. Like we replaced
I'll say-
You know?
We
we replaced
why,
Mount. That's a good start, yeah. Replacing Mount is a good start. I'm fucking happy with it. But I just don't see, like, I think now we're just trying to kind of keep going with something, knowing that it's not working with us. That's what I feel with Potter, man. I think like both sides are afraid, like from Potter's side and our side or management are afraid to admit that they made a mistake, and we're just going with it. We're just going with it. I'm sorry, but winning 3 games, it means fuck all. If you look at the context of things this seasons, those 3 goals, one of them in the Champions League, the 3 games, one of them in Champions League and 2 of them in the Premier League, do they really mean anything in the context of this whole season? Do they really make you feel better about Potter?
No,
They
but that's
honestly
what we
won
said.
for me.
But that's what we said, didn't we, Kai? We didn't get gassed. You won 3 games.
No, but a lot of our fan base did get gassed.
Yeah,
Like, oh, we
exactly.
changed it to
So
three at the back. But as soon as we face a semi-decent manager who can figure us out, we fucked up the game, man.
It's not even decent. It's allowed. It was. I mean, how the fuck can we get beat at corners? We've got one of the tallest teams on fucking Premier League.
Oh, that's another
shit.
thing.
And we do it
That's
constantly.
not-
It's not even the
that's-
first time. It's not even the first time. Most of the goals we conceded from set pieces this season.
Honest to God, like that. What game was it? That kept happening as well. That's happened for so long. Like, what was the game where we can like? There was a game recently where we like conceded from a set piece.
Scott, we conceded 15 goals from set pieces this season.
Bro, honestly, I don't know. I think it's Anthony Barry, whoever the set piece
He's the
coach.
coach.
Set piece coach.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesus Christ, he needs to fix the
Bro,
fuck
Who is he practicing corners with? Like the under 12s or something?
Also, I was going to say,
Didn't-
why?
can I
Someone
say-
else asked me this. Why on earth, by the way, like he takes no blame in this. Why is Kovacic marking Ducore in that corner?
I don't understand, man.
Who is doing
No,
this?
it's like do you
Can I,
remember when Kante was hugging Van Dijk in the Super Cup?
Yeah.
Can I say, like, you know, like you said, who's doing all this? Didn't we like hire all Potter's like staff and everything? Aren't they the
No,
ones
the
that doing all this?
set piece coach has been here since Lampard.
Yeah,
well, there's the problem. Do you remember with Lampard?
That's another fucking good idea, man.
That's the
Dickhead
problem.
manager, man.
Wait, since
But
Lampard,
we
we was
were
awful
good
in
at set pieces. Like there was a moment where everyone was praising him because we were quality at set pieces, but now it's gone out.
We became bad under Tuchel. I don't know how or why.
Bro,
but
is
I
there,
don't remember
is there,
being
is
good
there,
at set pieces after
is there
16.
any? Can I ask you guys a question, which kind of bring me back to this? Is there any phase of play that we're actually good at, like brilliant at?
Say again.
Is there any phase of play, yeah, that we're actually brilliant at? When you look at it, we're like, okay, we're perfect at it. We don't need to improve at all. I honestly,
the first phase, maybe the first phase, I would say. But
No, with the first phase we're terrible. The final.
We'll tell about the first phase. On counter, we're very like we're rarely any like have any fucking what do you call it? We rarely have any success in anything we do.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
On the counters.
The what's it called? I would argue that we're really good in the attacking phase, bar scoring. Like I think our build, like our combination play in the final third, I would say is really good. It's just we have the same goddamn issue. Can't finish anything. Can't finish a wank.
But is that due to Felix though, Scott, or because without Felix, I just don't see us like that good?
No, I think Felix comes into that, but I think you see it from like all our players. Like we were seeing it from like Havertz, Mudryk at times. Like we have seen it with other players, like when Mudryk came in against Leicester, and we've seen it from Havertz, we've seen it from Felix. Like that's the part of play I would say we're really good at. I would say the midfield phase most of the time we're really good going forward. Defensively, I don't know. Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're bad. The first phase of build-up, though, we're terrible, by the way. The first phase of build-up, we're absolutely garbage. But the problem is, like, as I said, in this game, like, for most of the game, we were brilliant. We kept, like, I know you could say it's a bad Everton team or they're in, like, a relegation fight, but, like, you still need to beat them at the end of the day, which we didn't. But for 61 minutes or whatever it was, I thought we were brilliant. And then, as I said, it's just that stupid sub fucks it all up. Because it invites pressure, then they can start getting at certain players. They can start finding moments. Notice as well, like Koulibaly again was great up until that point. Then when he starts to get a bit of pressure, the bozo gene comes back. It's just like if we'd have just carried on where we were at for the rest of the game from 60 minutes, like I guarantee we win that game comfortably. We're coming on here and talking about how it was a good win, a comfortable win. You know, everyone played really well. Praising Potter probably for the way we played. Praising the team. This stream probably lasts like half an hour because it's just positives. But instead, as I said earlier, 4 fuck-ups.
Yeah.
It's 4 fuck-ups from 3 people. It's cost us 2 points.
But how many fuck-ups does a manager get in a season, though, Scott?
I think he's still going to be here till the end. Like, I don't see him going earlier than the end of the season, personally. I don't really think he probably should go to the end of the season just because I don't see what the point is. Like, you going to bring in an interim?
I think it's too late to fire him, though. I agree with you.
Yeah,
there's no point.
He's essentially saved himself from relegation. So,
it's not even that.
Well done, saving Chelsea relegation. Well
it's not just that though. It's
I'm not
like
praising him, Chris.
Andrew,
I'm just saying, like, he's not going to go this season.
Marshall.
The thing for me, like with the interim thing, is I kind of get what Andrew was saying. Like, he wants an interim, but I just don't see the point. Like, who are you going to bring in? Like, what is the point of the interim? Of like,
can I
just don't see the point. I'd much rather you agree a contract with a manager, like let's just say he's not coming, but like a Flick for the summer, and just say to you've got the rest of the season to try and put this team in a good enough place to hand over to the next manager. Like, because for me, he's going to come and steady the ship, but I think the ship is already steady enough where we're not going to get relegated. Like, are you going to put an interim in to build a style of play to then hand up? Like, I just don't get it personally. That's why
I just don't see even next season. I don't see us improving that much where we are, like where Chelsea should be. That's what worries me, right?
The only thing I say is this, right? The longer this guy is, the more harder it will be to whoever's staying the players to undo the damage he's doing because of his crap management, right? I'd get him out because I know it sounds whack. Real Madrid are the king of the Champions League or something like that. But we've had shit teams that won the Champions League, so I wouldn't put past this shit team winning a Champions League. Okay, so we've done it, okay? I know the road is hard and everything like that, but I'd rather someone come in that actually manages them properly. Do you know what I mean? That actually has a chance to actually do something. You know what I mean? I mean, we've done it before. I mean, might as well do it. We've sacked our managers pre-season on the Champions League. I'm not saying we are going to do it, but I'd rather have a chance because let's face it. After we go out, the Real Madrid's second leg, after we go out, what's the point in watching us?
Exactly.
This season. What is the point? There is absolute. Obviously, subscribe and obviously continue to watch these streams that we're doing. But what I'm saying is this: we are literally playing Walking Dead football. Yeah, we are not. There is nothing. We are literally on the beach from the second leg of the Real Madrid. Look, what is the point then? It's going to fester. We're all going to be literally in bad moods for 3 months until pre-season starts or the transfers come.
Bro, and we don't even know that if they're gonna sack him though. Like they might not.
No. I know that's the point.
That's what annoys me though.
I'd rather.
Annoys me, man.
The thing is this, right? I think Ahmed posted that Bowley walked past people and they asked him what he thought of the actual thing, and he said shit or something, shit game or something like that.
Yeah, shit, he said something around the world of shit fucking game.
What was he watching the last 26 fucking games?
Right, and that's the point. That's the problem. I just think
he's too busy on his phone.
There's no what is the point? There is nothing. There is nothing there. It's like everyone gets parts of this fan base gets gassed over 3 games. Yeah. And one of the games was shit against Leeds. Yeah.
That's how starved we are, though.
You know, like
but the reason we're starved though, Josh, is because of this guy as well, man. Which just make it even more funny, man.
Andrew, like we was all happy, like we was getting results and all, but like that Dortmund game, we were still lucky. They didn't have their main keeper. They lost a bunch of
The Leicester game, we were lucky. Kepa tried to give him an equaliser twice before we scored the 3rd goal. Do you know what I mean? It was like, it's not as if we dominated Leicester. Do you know what I mean? We had better chances and maybe should have scored, but that's the problem as well. We are so bad at finishing off teams. You know what I mean? It's been like that since 17-18 season.
But that what worries me though, Andrew.
We should have been 2-0 up at least.
That what worries me, that the club are just what kind of give me optimism is right, like they have something in his contract if he doesn't get Champions League or if he doesn't finish like in the top 10 or top 5, top 6 or whatever, which been saying that there is one. I don't know if it's how true it is, so they might use that to sack him. But what worries me is that the fact that they just give him a blind faith for another season where we are not already not in the Champions League. We're already going to lose money, right? Because we're not in the Champions League. I don't know if we're going to be as attractive as a club to attract players, but money can fix that easily. But it worries me if Chelsea can be in the Champions League 2 seasons in a row, right? Like next season, the season after, if we're not in the Champions League, where would that take us, man?
Yeah, I think the other thing you need to. I think
that's what worries me
with
this, because if they're going to give him like faith, they're going to put faith in him. Sorry, Marshall. If they're going to put faith in him for another season, man. For me, like that scares me. Honestly, that scares me.
I think the other thing you need to worry about too, Kai, is the fact that it seems like now the players are playing under him. Before we were questioning whether or not the players had dropped tools, if the players had any faith in Potter, but now it seems like the players are actually starting to play under him.
But they're not playing well under him. They're still not playing that well under him.
They're not.
So
it doesn't seem like the players are going to throw him under the bus this time, you know?
Yeah, but when there's a lot of points when I see us like off the ball. There is a lot of points where I see a team that is not really, that is not really. How do you say that? What's the word in English, man? Like that team is not very competent. I think that's what's
coherent.
Coherent. Yeah, coherent. Exactly. Thank you, Scott. So I just don't think I think there's too many moments that reminds me of a season under Lampard, man, and it's scary to me.
I don't want this guy coaching in Cuckoo.
Oh yeah,
bro. For me, I think he's gonna kill Mudryk. I don't think we'll ever see Mudryk again if he stays for another year.
Imagine Mudryk, right? Imagine Mudryk coming in, right? New country and everything. He played well against Leicester the week before, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. You get this guy Pulisic who's writing books about his fucking past when he's 21, something like that.
Already stating comments about the national team now.
I was going to say, I saw those comments, by the way. The lack of self-awareness is fucking wild.
He is. You know what? We're way past the 5-minute mark. He's retarded. I'm not going to lie.
But coming in, Pulisic coming in 2 months out injured, right? And getting the start of the next game when you actually played well. Why not actually think about, you know what, these front three actually played decent against Leicester. Maybe I should try sort of getting them more gelled together. Do you know what I mean? No. Let's take him out. And do you know what? I'm not even going to bring Mudryk on to replace Pulisic, who's only just come back 6 minutes. I'll replace him with Gallagher, even though we don't need to do so. I mean, what? I mean, shut up, man. Do you know, just shut up. You know, it's like
Andrew?
What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, it's like this guy takes 1 step forward and about 1,000 steps back. You know what I mean? It's like you could have actually got us to the magical 40-point mark, right? Safe. We could run into extra break, going, okay, we're in that break, but at least we're on a bit of good form. But no. You have to get in your own way because you think this has worked for 2 times in a row. Let's make it work again, even though, I mean, I have to doubt his now self-awareness of what game he was actually watching to think about that Gallagher substitute making sense, because it didn't.
Can I just say that quickly?
Quickly? Okay.
I just want to say quickly, like, surely as a manager, you know that if you keep making these changes, like, the other opposition managers are going to notice. So they're going to prepare for that as well. Like, Like, you've done it now for what, two games in a row back to back.
3.
They're gonna expect that to happen eventually.
No, 4.
I expected Gallagher to come on today.
Sorry,
4 games in a row.
Yeah, 4 games in a row. So there, someone like Sean Dyche, he's looking for the little bits to help his team. He's gonna notice. Like, come on, man.
But
some
by the
managers
way,
are set in their ways though. They're stubborn. You know, look at Sarri with the Kovacic and Barkley sub. You know,
well, but Sarri wasn't 10th though. That's the
Sarri won a
season.
trophy.
Has a 67% win rate, man.
But Kai, it's the same thing. You can plan for that sub.
I swear he did this at Brighton with Lallana. I could be wrong. I'd love to actually ask the Brighton.
I don't know. I didn't really watch.
I swear he did this at Thingy.
By the way,
Brighton with Lallana.
By the way,
with that sub, by the way, I just want to say when I saw Pulisic was like. It put the camera on Pulisic because he was walking off. I literally went, it better not be fucking Gallagher that's coming on. I called it. I called the goddamn sub before I even saw him. And then it never showed Gallagher up until the point that he high-fived Pulisic. And I was like, it better not be Gallagher. Don't be Gallagher. And it was Gallagher. It's like, fuck's sake. I called it before I even saw him.
That's why I don't get it.
You know what's a very unpopular opinion, but I think it would be very good for us, like a good managerial candidate for us. And I know Andrew won't like it. I think Sarri would be very good for us with this team.
He's never joining. He's never coming back.
I'm just saying, Scott. I think he would be very good for this team.
Oh no, I think he'd be good as well, but he's never coming back.
Kai, can I give my response?
Yeah.
I do whatever at the moment. You know, I don't.
I think he can coach this team into playing some nice football, man.
Whatever, you know.
You know, I'm at that point. I'll take any suggestion at this moment in time. Someone said Gus Hiddink. Dig him up, bro. Wherever he is, dig him up.
Let me explain why.
It can't be any worse, can it?
I don't know about Roy Hodgson.
It can't be any worse.
Can I just explain why I would choose Sarri? Because I think Sarri is more convinced, and he is more competent in implementing his style of play, and he knows how to implement it more than Potter knows how to implement his style of play. And it shows, Scott, maybe you watch Serie A, but look at Lazio. Yeah. First season, you can already see them trying to play after him. Second and third season, you can already see how good this guy is at implementing his system. Same thing at Chelsea. If you remember, he came to Chelsea when we had Conte style of football, and we were already starting to play better from the back after 3 or 4 games. So imagine what he could do with this Chelsea. And we didn't have people keep in mind, we didn't have a lot of technically able players. I don't want to call them like shitty players. I'm just going to call them technically enabled that player. Yeah. So imagine if he had the technically able players that we have now with this team, with potential improvement, and he could actually because I think he knows how to mold his team much better than Potter molding his team. Because right now, for me, Potter is just trying not to get sacked. If I'm honest,
dude. I listen. It might sound crazy. I've watched a lot of sport in Lisbon this year. I've been fortunate to watch that. I like the look of Almiron. Maybe people say it's the same thing as bringing someone up, but I don't know.
The way they played the other night.
What's that, sorry?
I said the way they played the other night against Arsenal.
Yeah, but look at the changes he made.
Yeah.
Look at the changes he made. Changes that proactive changes, not reactive. Proactive changes, and were positive, right? Not scaring, not being scared or something like that. And I just think, this guy. I mean, do you know what? I think he had great PR now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the most proactive, one of the most progressive coaches in English football. The next big thing, stuff like that. I think that's because he's English, though. I think that was false.
Does that
a lot of it's because he's English, though.
Does that really mean much for us, though?
Yeah.
But you see, this is what I don't like people in your chat, Marshall. Look at this dumbass comment. Sorry that just got knocked out by. But you're looking at one game as a sample size. That's the dumbest thing you can do, though.
I get you.
You're looking at one game.
And who cares about the
sample
Conference
size.
League anyway?
Look at our whole season.
Look at the
Look-
Lazio
I wonder
team.
how
I
many
was going to
players
say
that guy
that.
knows
Can I just
from
make a
that
point as
stuff?
well? That's the same sorry Lazio team that literally I think a few days earlier beat the league leaders in Serie A.
Don't worry,
Exactly.
Meza. Kai
And that's
still
the
loves
same
you.
Sarri who won us the fucking Europa League by knocking Arsenal 4-1, bro. But let's talk about the one sample size
But-
of game. Man, this fan base is shameless. How can you be a 10th with a manager who literally have 9 wins in his whole fucking Chelsea career, man, in the league, and still slam another manager?
that just
And do you
in the
know
league or
what?
is that
Do
in
you know
general?
what? Do you know what? Though?
In the league,
That's
I think
sad
we won
thing
like
as
9
well,
games
right?
this season.
Because the sad thing is, right? Nearly every other team above us, apart from the top like 2, it's dropping points. They're all dropping points. And we're
Actually, he
dropping
won. He
points along with them.
won 7 games because Tuchel won 3. This
So
season.
he's on 7 games in the league.
Yep.
Yeah,
7 wins.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say,
Five
I meant
wins in 20.
I meant to talk about this in an earlier stream, but
Right.
I feel like what Texas Blue is alluding to here is kind of where I want to go about. I feel like Potter does get defended a lot because he's English. The English media defends him a lot, and I feel like we went. I feel like it was similar to when Lampard was managing us. I feel like he got tossed a lot of softballs. He didn't get asked that many hard questions or questions about his lineup or his substitutions. I feel like Tuchel got ramsacked with those questions, especially when we were under the sanctions. Tuchel was constantly asked about the sanctions, constantly asked about the team morale and all this, just this and that. I feel like Potter
And it's
doesn't get
mad.
the same
The results at the
questions.
time as well, Marshall. The results at the time under Tuchel, we were good. We were we were third, fighting for to stay in third. It wasn't like as bad as this now. And the fact that we didn't even get like one question from these guys asking him how bad we are, or question his tactics, is insane to me, man.
Honestly,
Scott, why do you disagree?
I disagree on the I disagree on the fact of the PR thing and the English thing, just because I don't think him being English has meant anything specifically. I think if anything, this is the one instance where I say that him being English because of the stereotype that English managers have around them, that that ends up negatively affecting him. And obviously he's done poorly. You can't say he has done well. I think he's done a couple of things well, but I think overall his tenure has been a poor one. But yeah, I just think that I think the defense that he gets is more of it's more because of the style of play and everything. Because it's a similar thing to what happened under Sarri. People wanted to defend him because they envisioned the style of play that we would be playing, and they kind of wanted to cling on to that rather than what we were actually watching at times. And I think it's kind of the same thing with Potter. I don't think it's necessarily because he's English. I don't really think that has anything to do with it. Yeah, just as I said, I think it comes down to people just envision the style of play. And fair, because he had Brighton playing a good style of play, which is fair enough. He had them playing really well, and you can still see it, as I said, some of the attacking in the last few games, some of the attacking patterns we've had going forward have been really good. You can see that there is chemistry being built with some of these attackers, even with when Mudryk, as I said, for Leicester, when he came in, didn't look really out of place for the most part. Had a few poor moments, but didn't look that out of place. You can see a few things are starting to be built, but it's kind of it's too little, too late.
He undoes it.
Yeah, I know, Andrew. And as I said, it's a bit of it's too little, too late, because this is the kind of stuff we wanted to be seeing this we wanted to be seeing this ages ago, and it's if we'd have been seeing this ages ago, then we would have had something to hold on to be okay, we can see that there is improvements being made. We can accept the odd poor result here and there, but it's we've already had the poor results, so I can't accept more poor results while we wait for this to improve.
I agree with you, Scott. Up until 60th minute, I was okay with the performance. I thought, okay, good, and then it just undoes it. It's I don't know. It's like you have to have. It's like you have to have another manager above him just coaching him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to do this, not to do that. It's like he's basically a team leader, and we need a bloody assistant manager above him. Do you know what I mean? It's no, or someone tapping him on the shoulder, going mistake like that. Do you know what I mean? When he's about to do something or think of something.
You know what it is, yeah. I think for me, yeah, we probably wouldn't be talking about some of the stuff we're talking about, obviously, if he'd won, as you guys have said, and it just goes to show you, you know, just how one goal can change everything, innit? And I think when I look at this game in hindsight, yeah, and like the previous stuff that's been happening previously, is this just him just trying to win games and not do anything anymore? Like, he's not implementing a 3-4-3. He's implementing a style, but is that really his style, or is this like the style of let me win, and then you know we can think about stuff later?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know
I
what
don't
it
know
is
because
I'm confused.
Because just quickly, Oliver, because the thing, Scott, is I think it doesn't matter because right, if you're playing this formation 3-4-3 right now and you're just doing it so for winning's sake, when it comes down to preseason and then thingy, obviously the players will change. Is that then the final style we're meant to see, or are you gonna then go on to continue with this 3-4-3?
So I can't lie. Like, I think this is. I don't know if necessarily the formation exactly, but I think the three at the back is what he wanted to play from the beginning. Which I think that's the issue I have with all of it. I said this before, is the change we made halfway through the season to go to a back four. I think is the issue. Like, whatever reason
outside of the injuries that he went for.
I'll say whether it was injuries, whether it was whatever, appeasing fans, whatever, right? Because I don't know why it was. Whatever that reason, that's the stupidity of it all. Like, I think the three at the back is what he wants to go for moving forward because it's what he's done. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure. I might have to look into it, but I could have sworn that's what he used at Östersund's especially in the games against Arsenal. I don't know if he used. I didn't watch Östersund's apart from that, so I don't know if he used outside of that. At Brighton, he basically mostly used a back three as well. He very rarely used a back four. I don't know about Swansea. So, like, it seems to me that this is what he, like, is his go-to. We saw it when he first came in. He wanted to play that back three with, like, a Sterling as a wing-back, but, like, and a very attacking wing-back. See, I don't really know. See, I don't know if it is just a case of, like, I think the formation might be what he wants to do going forward. And you can see, as I said, from the patterns of play we're starting to create, it looks as though maybe it is. But then some of the in-game management decisions he makes, that makes it look like you are just trying to get results and you're trying to save your job, which
I feel like
counteracts then what you're trying to do with the formation.
But when you usually do that, you're just basically going to be run out of time eventually, right? Like you're just pushing time. That's all you're doing. You're not really.
You can do that. The thing is, you can do that at a Brighton or a Leicester, or you can do it's no disrespect to those clubs, but those clubs you're going to get more time in because they are their aspirations are inevitably less. You can afford to do that there. You cannot afford to do that. There comes a point at which that runs out.
I find it so absurd that he was trying to appease the fans, and that's why he went to back four, especially when the results weren't turning up.
I don't know if he did that because of that, Marshall.
That's one of the only things I can think of, Marshall, because I don't understand the movement to the back four then, because I think
it's injuries. I think a lot of it's injury.
I just can't understand it.
Back four, I don't know, man.
You mostly used the back three in your time in Brighton, which is where you got most of your praise for. It was a very fluid system. Like, it could change to like a back three and a back four in certain moments, but it was primarily a back three. So, like, I don't. Do you guys
think he was going for a back four because he was trying his best to fit in Mason Mount?
No.
I
don't think he cares that much about Mason Mount. The one thing I like about Potter is the fact that he benched Mason Mount. Like, that's the one credit. I'm like, thank you, Potter. Even if you get sacked, I'll forever remember you for this, because he's the first one to actually. No. You laugh, but I'm serious. Because when we had Tuchel, even when
that's
Mount
the
was
one good thing he did,
bro. It is the one good thing, because results.
Thank you for your service, yeah.
Results are not acceptable for me. Like, I would never accept Chelsea as 10th. Like, even as much as I loved Mourinho, and I loved Mourinho, man. Whenever we got to that 11th position in the Premier League, I'm like, this guy has to go, man. Because for me, my club comes first, and that's where I stand with Potter. But the fact that he is benching that guy, I'm just gonna refer to him as that guy. I'm not gonna cuss anymore. Whenever Tuchel played him, when he couldn't even bother like looking up when he was passing and he was causing us games, I respect Para for that. Like I can't deny it. Like I think a lot
This
of
is
us
also-
wanted Mount to leave, and I'm glad
This-
he's finally kind of, you know, even though he's lying and he's saying he's injured or what he said, like his vagina hurt. I don't remember exactly the words he said.
Oh,
No.
hey.
Kai,
I'm
this is
gonna
also
try-
another
gonna
reason,
say
though, Kai.
his vagina.
Do you
Oh,
think
my
if we
Lord.
got
Oh, my
Enzo, do you think he still would have benched Mason?
God no.
Probably
I,
not.
we did
I,
it,
honest,
Enzo.
I honestly
At
don't
the-
think, like, I've been saying this point a lot. I think even Tuchel, he played Mount because we didn't have a lot of options. I don't think a lot of these managers played Mount because they wanted to play him as an attacker, man. I think they just didn't have the option that they wanted. But, you know, now in hindsight, we can say, oh, yeah, Tuchel would have used this
Tuchel, I
team.
disagree because I think he had an idea for Mount what he could do in terms of the link between the midfield and the attack.
Yeah,
but
could be good. That's why I'm
I
saying in
said this is
hindsight, Scott. I don't know.
with
Exactly.
with the Mount thing, like this is why I didn't get on Potter massively during that period when he was playing Mount and playing Havertz. Like obviously he still plays Havertz, but like playing Mount, because I said at the time I'm going to wait until he has better options, and if he still continues to play Mount, then I'll get on him. And he hasn't, so that I can't get on him for because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as well,
It looked as though he only played Mount because there was no other options. He didn't trust Ziyech, and none of our fan base do. Didn't trust Pulisic. I mean, he was also injured, but also none of our fan base did. So, like, there was no other option to play. Even in midfield, you had Kovacic's injury, Kante's injury, etc. A lot of people don't trust Gallagher to play that many minutes. So I get why he played. I didn't want him playing, but I got it. That's why when
Scott, I actually checked this yesterday. In the games that Felix has been eligible to play, so obviously excluding the games he was
He's played every
suspended for. Yeah, but not only has he played every game, but he's Mount has never played over him. It's either been them together or it's been Mount on the bench or not in the squad. So I think that's the most telling thing, to be honest.
That's my point. Is like, and that's one of the few things I'll credit Potter with. Is like I feel like for the most part he has utilized the options he's got in terms of the new players coming in fairly well.
But then he contradicts himself by starting Ziyech and Pulisic. Like, what's that all about?
I think he really just likes Pulisic.
I actually don't. I like the Pulisic one. As I said, like I get people have their gripes. I thought he had a good game today, but I get why people are complaining about him starting. Like I don't.
No, I get it too.
I don't get what the
previous
end goal
two
is.
games, Scott. Based on the previous 2 games, Scott, he should not be starting. But
I don't really get.
I think he just likes Pulisic.
I don't really get what they're like.
Yeah.
I don't know what the premise is. I don't get what they're like.
No players in the Premier League can score offside goals like we do, bro. Like we scored a nice offside goals, bro.
That was a
They
nice
should
goal.
don't count, man.
The thing is,
That Pulisic goal.
The thing is with
Yeah.
Pulisic, it was, I don't know why he likes Pulisic. I don't know why he likes Pulisic. He doesn't offer anything.
Maybe a nice.
He came in today.
Oh, he gives. What do you mean? He gives everything, Andrew.
Oh, that's bullshit. Try
Everything but passes, crosses, goals.
He was supposed to go in January if not for the injury.
The thing is, it's like, what did he actually do today? Name me a chance to create.
He had some,
I think
he
it's
had some
because
link up.
Sterling's
That's about it.
Sterling is not
Name
ready.
me a
That's the
shot.
only reason he plays
Name me-
Pulisic today.
I mean, that's true too, Kai. Yeah.
Maybe a shot he had. That's what I mean. It's like
Offside.
It's like Mudryk. It's like Mudryk. It's like that's what I said earlier. Mudryk must be sitting there going, "You're benching me for this."
He
After
must
last
be like,
week?
what have I done wrong? He must be asking, what have I done wrong?
To be fair, I think
Is it that you didn't? What is it, Potter? You're telling me you didn't contribute to any charity work for Ukraine war or something? What is this, man? It's like, what, you're benching me for this? This guy just ran. He just run. That's all he did. He run. I thought actually he looked better because Chilwell made him look better.
Oh my god!
That's all it was. I don't. This guy is basically a human bleep test. That's what he is, right? He just runs up and him and Gallagher just run. They're zoomies. He's the American version. He's a zoomie.
The good old days, man.
Good old days. The allied powers rise again at Chelsea. That's what happened, right? It's just
These guys will be good at 10,000 meters, man.
I don't. That's what I mean. It's like why that even I'd go as far as Mudryk, even Madueke goes.
Yeah, that's a good shout, Slins. I also don't know who that goal scorer was.
And Madueke's looked good.
The guy looked like J. Cole, bro. That's all I know about him.
He's named after a game. He's Sims. He's named after a game, man. This guy literally came off a computer screen and he scored his first ever goal against us.
Charity FC.
Charity FC, man.
Honestly.
No, we're not. We're just not very good team, bro. That's
Yeah.
people like try to use like today, like we were talking in the Discord, yeah, and people were like, "Oh, Pickford just becomes like fucking newer against us." No, we just shit.
But
We're just not a very good team, man.
Kai, someone said that to you. Someone said it to you. What saves did we make him make?
What today?
Bro, it's very inconvenient. Apparently, the other goalkeepers become newer against us.
He made that camera save against a weak Kai Havertz header. But what other save did we make Pickford make? What other save? We didn't make a Pickford who's got the shortest arms of a goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Second shortest.
Why aren't we? Okay, if that's the case, why aren't we peppering him long shots? Why isn't Potter doing that?
Because no one can do it.
Why is it But why isn't Potter?
There's a few.
But okay, Reece James can do it. Sure.
Enzo can.
Well, Reece was actually brilliant today, man.
But
I know we didn't. He was so good today.
What I'm saying is, you got a guy who we don't even know if he can touch the bar, let alone reach up and save it. Why don't you just pepper him with shots? We didn't even pepper him. That João Felix weak effort of a shot. I mean, João Felix.
He was surprised he scored it. To be honest.
João Felix is going. Is that how hard you can shoot? Really? As a professional footballer, as a forward player, is that how hard you can shoot? What is your? Are you wearing sandals or something?
Can I just say one thing? Yeah, I told people in the mid-season, this season, I said this will be a worse season than the 15-16 season, and they were like, "Kai, no, you just have a Potter agenda." Where are you now, man? Where are you now, people? It's Kai, you're just overreacting. Where are you now, bro? I wish we were. I wish we were where we are 2016-15, man.
Do you know how charitable this club is? That we last season we got Eddie Nketiah his new contract, and he's shit.
True.
He's good.
That is true, man.
We gave Emerson for a new contract as well. Let's be real, man.
We made who's that Sheffield United guy?
McGoldrick.
He's only scored against us in the Premier League.
He has a career off of us.
Yeah.
I mean, this
McGoldrick,
What's that Brom player? What's that West Brom player? He scored
Robinson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Robinson.
That bastard.
That guy scored a banger against us at Stamford Bridge. He'll never hit a football like that again.
Well, he scored 4 goals against us that one
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
Bro, but people, but that's bring me back to my argument, right? Like these players are not amazing players. We're just really, really bad. Like that's people try to make it seem like they turn up against us. No, we're just not very good. We're not a very good footballing team. And we can use like different reasoning for it. I think it comes from the fact that our manager is not very good. We have a lot of new players, but I do honestly think like the top issue at Chelsea is the manager. I think if we had a better manager who would be able to manage this team better, he would be able to manage results better, and with results come confidence. Him trying to fucking add Gallagher in there and hope like that he's gonna close the game for them. It's not gonna work every time. But a good manager knows when to do those kind of substitution and when not to do them. And I don't think Potter does, man. Yeah, that's what Artyom did. Artyom was making like 300, 400 euros, man.
It's not.
This is sound gambling advice from Slens, by the way.
Also research who's having a goal scoring problem. Team or player. They're gonna break their duck against us.
Make your bet 1, 2, 3 account right now.
There's no bet you can do. I'm not betting
giving Everton, right?
Bet on Gallagher coming on 60-something minutes.
Bro, but Everton to a point that's gonna make them stay up the league, right?
But that's what annoys me though, bro. Because we always say like players just become amazing against us. No, we're just not very good. And once you accept that problem, we can start fixing it. But if we keep saying like, oh, we were unlucky, or like what Carlito does, oh, it's on the players, it's a one mistake, or blah blah blah. One mistake becomes 2 mistakes, 2 mistakes become 3 mistakes, and 3 mistakes become 4 mistakes. That's how life works.
He's come out again today, right? He's come out again today. Oh, really good performance, really positive performance up until 60 minutes. Yeah, probably you're right. But you'll probably say
the football game is 90, bro.
Exactly, right.
So I'm
gonna tell Potter we don't play our football. We play 90-minute football. It's like if it gets to the next.
Someone update him, man.
It's not FIFA, something like that. That's great. That's great. We play well. The problem is, I know for a fact you're telling the players this, and that's the problem, right? That's the problem. He's filling these players up. He's going to these players every single one. I bet he goes to the body and goes, "Don't worry, it's one of those days. It could happen." Like that. No, you're 31 years old. You are an experienced defender. This guy probably doesn't even have his own car. Who scored against us? He's not even bought first car out of his money yet. Probably still
Probably
lives
on
with
5K a
his,
week.
probably still lives at home.
He might
still,
got, he
or
might got a
something like
bonus
that.
today.
Actually, you know what? He probably lives in
Hey,
a flat.
times are
with two
tough
houses.
nowadays,
He
man.
probably shares a flat
Yeah.
with 2 people or something like that. Do you know what I mean? This guy can own his own house at this moment in time.
Oh my god!
like-
This
Probably
is
shares a
horrendous.
bathroom, man.
This guy's going to make his career off of you. Off of you, Koulibaly. His whole career is going to
Talking
be
about
off of
Werner,
you.
exactly,
This
man. That's the
guy
good
will
old
not
days,
score-
man.
Yeah, this guy will not score
Just
another
do a
goal.
team's
The good
highlight
old
on the
days.
Premier League.
In the good old days of complaining
Yeah,
about
You see,
Werner.
you see what's the difference? You see what the difference
Yeah,
is?
bring
You
me
see what
back,
the difference is? You see what the difference is? In that year, we realized Lampard was shit and we sacked him, bro. This year, we're like, it's a result.
But Kai, I've had Kai. You know my breaking moment with Lampard? It was the 3-1
Yeah.
away to Arsenal. You know that. That's how even me and Marshall met. We were arguing.
Yeah.
Lampard in
Marshall
and out.
argues. Yeah, Marshall
yeah,
is
that's
super
true.
positive about
What I'm saying
Lampard,
is,
man.
Kai,
We figured
Kai,
something about you, Marshall, early in
I
Discord.
wanted to
by
give
the
him
way.
the end of the season.
but
No,
Kai,
I want to
Lampard,
sack
Lampard.
Potter.
But Kai, with this guy, I've had
Yeah.
15 of those this season. Do you know what I mean? I've had 15 Arsenal 3-1 moments. I've had Tammy Abraham crossing it into Kante.
Oh, what's
I've had
happening when
these
you're gonna play
moments.
Arsenal, bro?
Oh my god!
Oh
we
my
played Man
days.
City, bro. We played Man City.
Jeez Louise, mate. Liverpool. Jeez.
I'm alright with Liverpool. Actually, I think I'll be.
No, Liverpool's gonna beat us, man.
No. They lost to Bournemouth.
They
No,
beat
no,
us,
no,
so
no,
That'll be a 0-0. That'll be a
So we'll
0-0.
beat them. We'll crap as Bournemouth. We'll beat
It'll
them.
be a 0-0.
Bro,
Well,
it's good to see that Slens is not accepting this 10th, man, because a lot of Chelsea fans are accepting it.
Actually,
So
it's
it's
part of the
It's good
project.
to see Slens at all. You know what I mean? It's good to see
Yeah,
Slens at all.
that's a fact. True. Big up Sleds. It's good to see you
Bro,
in
but
general.
it's mad to me. It's mad to me, these people who, like, okay, you can say that Potter has like all this like kind of different like reasoning behind why we are where we are, but if you tell me like, oh no, wait, next season we're gonna be good, that is crazy to me. Like, what are you basing that on,
How do
though?
they
Like,
see
what are
that?
you
I can't even-
basing that statement on, bro?
Well,
Sorry, Scott?
Feelings.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this when you and Carly were thinking earlier. Like, I ain't even looking past. Like, there are very few things about like our games where I'm looking past the game itself. I'm literally taking things game by game. Like, that's why most of what I'm looking at from this game, I'm trying not to extrapolate it past like this game. Like the thing with Kepa, obviously, we need a new goalkeeper. Obviously, that happened in the summer.
That was a big one today.
But like, bar that, like, I'm really not like. That's why, like, I'm just analyzing this performance as it was, like a 90-minute performance or a 5-minute performance, and that's it. I can't be bothered to like extrapolate past this game and past this season and all that nonsense, like, and speculate. I just can't. I don't know what's going to happen. I genuinely don't know if he's going to be here come the preseason, come the start of next season, come January, like when we have the winter window. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to think about it because it might get me depressed.
But you see why I can't accept this as like a one-time thing, though, Scott. Because like, how many times this season, even before we changed to 3 at the back and after, have we seen us in that exact scenario where a team just comes from behind when we're in the lead, either equalize or win against us? How many times we've seen it? That's why I'm not gonna be one of those people, man, who's just gonna be like, oh yeah, we just turned the page now, because that's not how life works. You need a bigger sample size to be like, okay, yeah, we actually might have something on here, man.
But that's why I kind of like take it game by game, and I'm just literally looking. That's why I said, like, against Dortmund, it was a good performance. It didn't mean anything towards anything else. I just thought it was a good performance. Again, tonight for 60 minutes was a good performance. Didn't mean anything else apart from that. I second what Glenn said, by the way. But yeah, I just don't want to think about like anything past. That's why I'm trying not to think about that period of games we have in April. I just don't want to think about that. That's gonna be hell. But apart from that, like,
hey, two more months, boys. 2 more months. We can do it. We can do 2 more months.
Man. Get back on this
Yeah.
Man.
Get out of spaces and get back on this channel. Bro.
Seriously. But
Listen, man,
I want
I'm
to
not
ask you
worried.
guys one more thing, because this is the only thing I really have to bring up before we just
You
free
say devil's
talk
advocate
about
again,
this.
I'm going to come through this.
I hate that fucking word,
no.
Yeah, no more devil's avocado, yeah?
Bro, our whole
No.
season is devil advocate, man.
No.
Our whole fucking
No,
season,
what
bro.
what I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys think it was a mistake on Potter to start Badiashile
Coaching.
and not continue on with Cucurella?
No, because
no,
Badiashile is an
one thing he did
amazing
good.
fucking center back, bro. He's
not
an
even
amazing
that,
center back.
it made sense for another reason I saw mentioned earlier. Is like, he's really good in the air, height.
Yep.
So theoretically speaking, he should be really good on set pieces. That only works if your set piece coach actually knows what the fuck he's doing.
I thought as well.
Like it
Bailey
made perfect
Yeah,
sense.
it's
And again, it's one of those things of like, as long as he's handling the situation right, it's fine, because you would hope that like Kukurea understands the reasoning and he's explained it and he's okay. And it's like he understands he's going to get other opportunities, etc. In the same way that you hope with the Mudryk thing, you hope that he has at least semi-decent man and management skills to be able to, which for the most part it seems like he does, to be able to like get him to understand that situation, understand maybe it isn't the right team for him to be, or whatever, which I don't agree with, by the way, if that is the case, but whatever. But no, that was fine. Like him, Badiashile coming in was good. Like I actually had no, bar the Pulisic thing, I actually had no problems with the team selection. It's just that
what made more sense though was that instead of bringing Fofana off with Chalobah, is if you're going to make a change at the back, you could either bring off Koulibaly or Badiashile and bring Kukurea on, because then you leave him at the back for any counter attack issues.
It's not even. I was going to say
with the goal.
That's another thing.
Position. And we had Koulibaly, but then it's like
I just thought that, Andrew, like that. I didn't even think about that. So I understood why Fofana came off, right? If he did have an injury or a scare, but if he didn't, why did you not take the guy off who's on a yellow card?
Oh, the mandatory Koulibaly yellow card.
Yeah.
The worst thing is that Potter's done this.
It wasn't
before.
even a yellow.
I don't think
No,
it
it
was.
wasn't. No.
No, but the worst thing is that Potter's hooked Koulibaly before for being on yellow. So why is it different now?
It's my half
That's
time.
what I mean. You never get. But the thing is,
Yeah, one time it was at half
we
time.
ask these logical questions, right? No fucking. Hello. No fucking. Whatever you want to call them, stuff like that. Journalists actually ask him these questions. No one actually asks him and puts him on the spot by going, oh, Mr. Martin, why did you do this? Stuff like that. It's
You
like,
have it on hand.
They ask some dumb questions.
Honestly, you give a better effort with this brown envelope in job, man.
Yeah,
What's your-
that's a good point. No, that's what
What's
goes
your
back to what I
favorite
was saying. I
song?
think he's being
What's your
defended
favorite
by
song,
the
man? They
media.
ask him that
Yeah, what's
dumbass
yeah.
question, man.
Oh, 100. Marshall, I
Graham
honestly
Potter
don't
was-
think he's been. I don't think he's been protected by the media. They asked him, "How does it feel to be named?" Or like, "What do you think of Chelsea fans' name?"
I know, but Scott, that's different.
They aren't
That's
defending
different
him.
asking-
I mean,
They're
it's
not
not really
defending-
us, it's the statistics,
Yeah, but
but
they
yeah,
don't
man.
say about-
He did it.
But Scott, he gets asked that, then he gets asked what's his favourite ice cream, not about why he bought Gallagher on when he didn't need to.
That's
Mm.
That's because
That's because
journalism.
they're idiots, though.
It's an interesting question, to be fair.
Listen, man, that's not an interesting question. This is just poor journalism, man. We are here for football,
Yeah,
man.
That's got
Talk about
nothing
the
to
football
do with
tactics.
like English or anything, or from
You don't know.
No,
I want to
agree,
know what his
I agree.
favorite ice cream is.
Do you really give a fuck what his favorite ice cream is, bro? Are you going to eat with him?
He
man?
can tell us
Why
when
do
he's
you care,
stuck.
man?
That's when he
You know
can.
Does he
what? You
prefer
can ask him
Stella or
that.
Carlsberg? I want to
You can
know.
ask him that.
And
You
if I
can ask him
get-
that when he gets. You can
Stella's
ask him that when he
nasty, man.
gets. You can ask him that when he gets sacked.
Stella's
And
not
he gets
bad.
his payoff. He can
Yeah.
get all the fucking ice cream he wants then.
You can make a
No, I mean-
podcast. You can make a podcast, and people can ask him questions.
But
like that.
onto what Scott was saying too, like about the Mudryk situation. I feel like Potter. I feel like he likes Pulisic, but I feel like he's also being very protective of Mudryk, given the Ukraine situation, all that stuff. I feel like, and given that he's also young.
Is he really? Is he really, guys? Come on.
I
Bro,
feel
what do you
like-
mean? What do you mean because of the Ukraine, bro? He's safe in England playing football, bro.
Yeah,
He's fine.
exactly.
He is, but it's his family. You know what I mean? Like,
I was-
Family is
Yeah,
safe too, bro.
probably.
After, I was going to say the Mudryk thing I can understand based on the article I read today on Solomon, the Israeli guy playing for Fulham, based on his comments and like what he went through trying to escape Ukraine. I can fully get if Mudryk is, and he's Israeli, like he was just in Ukraine playing for Shakhtar. He's not even from that country. So I do get the Mudryk thing. The Mudryk one isn't the one
Big up
that
Salomon, bro. He's gonna be the light for Israel, bro. Any go ahead, Scott.
the Mudryk one isn't the one that confuses me. Like it's the like Zakaria not being on the bench. It's
that
the
one, yeah. I
it's
just
the
don't think he
Madueke
likes
thing.
him.
The Madueke thing I don't understand. Fofana I don't understand. Why did we not loan him
Yes,
out?
I was going
Like,
to
I don't-
talk about it.
Like I don't. Why did we loan him out? Why? Like
But the thing, the under 21s.
why?
Literally,
I don't get why Kante's on the bench either. Like what? What's the point of including him in this team when there's no need? Like
Did you think
we've
he was
got
going to start, Scott?
No, like don't play him at all. You've got an international, bro.
Oh.
This is an injury-prone player who has a known habit of being slow to come back from injuries or picking up reoccurring injuries very quickly after coming back from injury. Why are you putting him in the squads? Leave him for another 2 weeks without playing. What's the point of having Kante in the team? What is
Can
the
I ask?
point?
Can I ask a question to you guys in regard to Mudryk?
Just quickly.
It's fair to say the club spent a lot of money on him, right? Do you guys think that that's gonna be like the demise of Potter? Like that's gonna be a deciding factor for him keeping his job or not if Mudryk actually kicks in? Because
I don't think so.
I think it will be. I think if he
but
keeps
the-
insisting not playing him, I don't think the club just bought him to be on the bench, man.
The thing is, Kaya, they brought Mudryk to be like obviously like a top signing for them, someone that's gonna be on that wing for quite a while, right? But the thing for Potter is he needs to win games first, man. It doesn't matter if Mudryk starts or not. Just win games first, then we can discuss Mudryk later.
See,
And-
that's where I disagree. I think they like if you see what's his name, Need what's his name, the right winger we bought.
Madueke.
Yeah, see, Madueke, I understand if he doesn't play because the reason we bought him is
Like 20-something million.
yeah to be like a bench option, maybe potentially can be very good PSV player. But Mudryk, we spent 100 mil because we wanted this guy to be a starter. And if he doesn't keep playing him, I think it's going to be a major factor if he keeps his job or not for next season.
He didn't even bring him on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't understand. What I'm not getting here is that last game against Leicester had a very good game. Pulisic has just come back from injury.
Did he even really begin though?
Yes,
Yes, he did.
The second half, yeah.
Do you guys think Potter wants to win games? Do you think Potter wants to game? Because I'm starting to like sometimes I actually question that. Like, is he trying to get himself sacked? Is he living on the edge?
I've heard that conspiracy theory before, and I was like,
I'm just joking, Scott.
No, I was being serious. I thought for a second.
I've heard that conspiracy theory as well, but like I vehemently disagree with that.
For a second, I thought he hated Chelsea or some shit.
I don't think he doesn't want to win games because every manager wants to win games.
Well, I'm starting to hate Chelsea too.
Andrew mentioned it earlier. He's his own worst enemy. Like,
Yeah,
I think he wants to win games. He just he makes stupid decisions that like this game, for example. There was nothing wrong with this game. Like there was literally nothing wrong with this game. We were comfortable, and he makes a mistake. He makes a change that is an error, and instead of fixing it, like say like for example, right, the Gallagher one is stupid, right? But it can be rectified. You can rectify that whole situation, right? Nice. Yeah, you can rectify that situation. For example, the Felix sub, you bring Mudryk on at that point, or you bring Madueke potentially. You bring another attacking player. There are ways you can rectify the mistake of Gallagher. He doesn't. Yeah. He just even deeper.
He just you know what annoyed me though. His subs make it feel like we were winning 3-0, bro. Like his subs is like okay, bring the players, don't play.
And that's the thing is like I said this after the Leeds game, and I noticed Andrew said this before. I don't know if he said this today, but I saw he said it on Twitter and he said this before. It's like, and I've seen other people say this. It's he keeps coaching the Brighton mentality where it's like you're trying to hold on to a lead for dear life, and it's like timing. It's like, for example, the Leicester and the Dortmund, we've said it before, they made sense in the moment because the way the game was going and the what's it called, like the game state that it was in, and he shut up shop completely against Dortmund at the right time when we were comfortable. Yeah, we were 2-0 up. We had no need to go and get another one. We could have done, and we had a couple of chances. He did that at the perfect time. We shut up shop at the perfect time. This game, he tried to shut up shop way too early. Then instead of rectifying the mistake when we already got punished once, he doubled down, and it cost us.
Can I say something?
Let me say something. The Southampton guy today, I don't even know his name. Right.
Sellers. Ruben Sellers.
He was 1-0 down at half time, made changes, got the equaliser right away. They went 3-1 down, made changes again. This is Southampton at the bottom of the table.
And I'll point out again because I didn't watch the game, but I saw who came on in the first half. This is a Southampton team with what's his name? Not ASM. AMS. It's a centre back.
Yeah. So
quickly, this quickly, guys.
AMM.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles, yeah.
As a centre back.
I want to say quickly, yeah. Have you guys, you know Gerrard, yeah? When he was at Rangers, he had a really good assistant manager that was sort of the brains behind how Rangers became so good. Do you
Sometimes
wonder?
that's the case.
Wait, but what I'm trying to say, no, I'm not even like trying to violate with Potter. I'm just trying to say that. Do you think that maybe there's a similar case here at Chelsea where the assistant manager is sort of like the brains, and right now he's not clicking?
The thing is this though, you still have to blame Potter because he's allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but,
that's the
but
problem.
that's what I'm saying to you, though.
It's
Yeah.
like no, because I don't want this to turn into a Liverpool. It won't do, but a Liverpool thing.
We won't turn it to Liverpool. But I'm just saying, I'm
can't-
just using that as an
They're
example.
fearful of blaming Klopp for anything. So let's turn on the assistant manager.
We have to blame him,
Of course, who will go on about assistant manager when we lose, but not when we win. So it doesn't make sense, right?
Fair
So
enough,
if you
fair
blame him
enough.
when you lose, then why don't you hype him when we win? I just listen. I called it. It's cowardice. He is coaching us like we're always a 10th place team, like we're always Brighton before this season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're always, because if you notice last season with Brighton, they started off well and then they fell away again, like they always do. But he's coaching us like we're always 10th. Like he's come to a 10th place team, like we are, but that we're always there. And we just go put our head against wall, and we'll just take the 1-0 wins and stuff like that. Honestly, it's coward. He's a coward. He is a coward.
You not think this is so like, you know, we've made like examples of like 16-17 under Conte when it was really bad, right? You not think it's sort of like funny that we're doing now similar stuff to him, where we were playing a similar formation, we were, you know, doing that scrappy 1-0 wins or getting a couple of draws.
It's not the same as Conte. Like,
no, I'm not saying that he's not the same as Conte, like obviously as a manager, but like the results are almost similar, if you get what I mean.
Not in 16-17, they weren't.
When we talk about...
You mean 17-18, Ahmed?
You mean 17-18?
Yeah, sorry, I mean the second season. I mean Conte's second season.
Yeah, 17-18.
I'm talking about Conte. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Sorry, I got on.
No, the thing is the thing is this. It's like this fan base is funny anyway, because when he went back to a 3-4-3, it was like, oh, you're going back to Tuchel tactics. No one ever went to Tuchel. You're going back to Conte tactics when he took over. I find that funny, by the way. You know what I mean? Like when he went 3-4-3, no one went, oh, you're going back to Conte tactics. No, it's just his own. It's just his own thing. It's like, but
it's just what works best for the team.
even doing that, it's like, be your own man. If like I don't, he just has this. He has no. That's what I'm saying to you. It's like he needs a manager to give him a boot up the arse to do stuff. Do you know what I mean? To actually tell him to do things. That's what I mean. That's what, you know what? He's like an assistant manager who's got the manager's job. That's what he is. That's what I think he is. He's like, he doesn't want to be the top guy. Or he shows no traits of personality.
I have a question for you guys. I have a question for you guys.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I was doing
Because it just
research in
can
the
be,
background.
my boss.
I just doing research in the background, yeah? Okay, so in 15-16, we finished with 50 points. How many of you are confident that we're going to get 50 points in 11
What are we on
games?
right now? 38, right?
38.
38.
Do you know?
I'm more confident we can drop by 11th.
Do you know what the problem is, Kai, with that is like, and I'm not. This isn't a like. I don't know where we're going to get points, not because I'm so pessimistic about us as a team in terms of like everyone's going to beat us, because I don't know what's going to happen in those games. Like in terms of, for example, let's see who we're facing. Right, let me go and find a team.
We're facing our
I know
rivals,
we've still got to play
Liverpool,
Brighton.
Aston Villa are the
We're
next
facing
two
Villa next.
fixtures.
Arsenal
Cool.
away.
Let us take that away game at Wolves. I'm just going to use them as an example, right?
Huh.
In that game, right, this is a Wolves team that are leaking goals for fun at the moment, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like with this Wolves game, that's a game where, like, if we play how we did for the first 60 minutes of this game, the whole game, we're winning that game. I'm that confident. But the problem I have is, I don't know.
Do that.
Yeah, I don't know with the in-game changes that Potter's going to make, like with the subs and the tactics. I don't know with some of these players in terms of the bozo moments they still have. I don't know whether we're going to get that performance across the whole 90 minutes. So I don't know if we're like that game we could draw or we could lose. So I don't know. I can't work out like where we're going to get the points to get above that 50 point
Can
mark.
I make it? Yeah.
So like, and not because again I think we're going to lose all the games because I'm pessimistic like I was a couple of weeks ago before the Leeds game, where I was like, I don't see us where we're getting a win here. Like I don't see who we're beating. Every team can beat us. I don't know whether we're going to perform the whole 90 minutes to get like, I don't know what we're going to do in the middle of the game to get like we could have another result like today, like literally just like 5 in a row where we have another result like today, and that'll be like 10 points dropped. but then we could go 5 games where we play like Leicester. So I don't know. I just don't know.
Can I make it even worse for you guys? We have United away, we have City away, we have Arsenal away, and we have Liverpool at home. So, so 3 of those games are away against like teams who are, I would say, decent form. And then we have Liverpool, who's kind of dodgy, but Liverpool usually plays very good against us. Can't remember the last time we actually beat Liverpool in a full game. And then we have Newcastle at the last game of the season, man. So
I'll say this, and look,
and that's already 5 games from the 11 what we have left. So I don't know,
I'm
honestly. Like,
maybe
worried,
I'm
man.
over optimistic here, but listen, I take what everything you guys said today.
You optimistic?
I see. The thing is, like, the way I see today's game, although I agree with what Andrew said earlier, like, there was a lot of cowardice when it comes to Potter and how he played and when he brought in Gallagher and how he stayed defensive. But seeing how we played that first half, seeing how we played our recent games, I think this team can get a result against those top teams now. I think there is something there. But I think today, if Koulibaly doesn't make that mistake, if Kepa doesn't have those biscuit fingers, we walk away with a win and we have a completely different conversation. I still stick to that.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. Like, of the games we've got left, right, this is why I'm in a different mindset. I'm in a different place I was like before Leeds, where I look at our team right now, look at how we're performing over the last few games, and I go, most of the teams we're playing, I'm going to take Real Madrid out of it. I'm going league mostly. Most of the games that we have between now and the end of the season, if we play like we did for the 60 minutes today in those games, we can win most of those games. The problem is, again, as I said, we're so Jekyll and Hyde in these games, again, from either mistakes or stupid changes that our manager's making. We could drop points in every one of those games. So despite the fact I feel as though we can beat most of the teams we're facing, I don't know whether we're going to win or not, because I don't know what the hell this team or this manager are going to do. Like, again, as I said, we could go into the next game against whoever the fuck we're facing, and you could have Koulibaly makes another bozo moment, or Kepa makes another flop, or Fofana decides to take someone out in the penalty box and we can see the penalty, or, you know, Kai Havertz misses about 50 chances, or Gallagher comes on again, or whatever. Like, any of those can happen if they cost us points. So, like, that's the thing. I can't work out what the hell we're going to do as a team. Like, we're so unpredictable with the team.
I'll say this to add on to your point. As long as Thiago Silva comes back healthy and we can keep Chilwell on that left wing back position, I think we can get results. I really do. With this team, I think they're finally starting to play under Potter in this 3-4-3 position. I think outside of that mistake that Koulibaly made, because let's also put out one thing. If that was Thiago Silva in that position, that mistake doesn't happen.
He also probably wouldn't be offside. Well, making him onside, sorry. Like
that too. So it's like I think. Look, I'm still Potter. I'm still on the Potter out train. I still don't think he's the right manager. I still think he messed up a lot in this game, being cowardly and all that stuff. I get where he was coming from. It was gonna work out for him unless Koulibaly, doesn't make that mistake. But I think we can get results, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. We haven't talked about it. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. But I saw that Champions League draw, and I'm not that pessimistic about it. I think we can get a result.
You're a bad man.
Have you seen Real Madrid in the Champions League this season, man? No, Marshall.
Kai. Can I just ask a question, Marshall? Can I just ask a question? What are you optimistic about? That we get to the next round, or that we win?
Yeah, what?
I'm optimistic that this team will wake the fuck up and play a very good game against Real Madrid, and that we will get to the next round.
Okay, so you're optimistic that we're going to play well.
I think.
What about the results?
Hold on. I think. All right. I sense the room right now. Okay.
I don't think you do.
I know I'm alone on this one, but I think second leg Chelsea versus Real Madrid is going to show up to this game. It's the best 2 out of 3. I think this team does show up in these big games, and I think we're going to see the best Chelsea we've seen this season against Real Madrid in the Champions
Do you know
League.
your
That
problem?
doesn't
my
necessarily.
God.
But can I just
That's
counter
the we
argument
talking,
that?
man. That's the we talking.
That doesn't necessarily just because we get the best Chelsea doesn't mean we're
Too
still
many
good enough to
beers,
beat Real Madrid though.
And to be fair, Real
Listen,
Madrid
that's
haven't
what
been
we're talking
that
about.
great either this season.
They
They've been,
literally smacked the living fuck out of Liverpool, bro. Both home
that's
and away.
Liverpool though.
You know
That's
your
Liverpool
problem?
and Van
Chelsea,
Dijk
we're
on a
Chelsea.
bum knee
Marshall,
and
you're
Trent
Chelsea.
Alexander-Arnold. No,
The
we
Blues
are
talking,
Chelsea,
Marshall.
but
The Blues talking,
wait, hold on, real Chris.
I
We
don't know,
are
man. This is
Chelsea,
not really
but
Chelsea,
despite
bro.
being Chelsea this season, our defense has not been that bad.
I
Well,
agree, but what about attack? What are we going
I was
to
gonna say, like,
blanks?
Yeah.
I don't
The
know, man.
beautiful games kind of put it perfectly. This is why I asked the
Go
question.
for penalties.
What's say we beat Madrid? What's next? We just get smashed by either Haaland or Bayern.
Yeah, that one is up in the air. I'll be honest with you, that one's up in the air.
What's
Yeah,
the
that one's
point?
up in the air.
We get more
No,
Champions
it's-
League
Can
night.
I just say, Marshall?
What's the end
My
goal here?
problem-
It'll be a good game though.
We might beat Real Madrid and then we just get embarrassed by City or Bayern. Like
I don't
So the
think we beat Real
problem-
Madrid. I think
We
even
ain't.
no, my,
on Real
I'm not
Madrid's day, on our day, Real Madrid is still better than us, and
No,
that's
that's
with the
fair.
better
My
manager than Potter,
point
bro.
more is like, even if we do, and I'm not saying I don't think we will either, but even if we do, like, what's the end goal? Are we winning the Champions League? No.
Nope.
What's the end goal here? To just get knocked out in the quarterfinal or the semi-final as opposed to the quarterfinal? Like, what does it matter?
Scott,
That's where I disagree with you, though, because I think if we do get through Real Madrid, I think then the players' kind of hunger comes out, right?
God.
Then anything can happen. But
No,
I just don't
think-
see us. I just don't
I don't
see us
see us
beating Real Madrid because I think
Erling
Real Madrid is
Haaland.
just a better fucking football team than us.
You
And
know
it's
the problem
sometimes,
I have with your optimism? You know, the problem
yeah, I don't have that optimism that
the
Marshall
problem,
has.
the problem I have is that not only some of these players have bozo genes, so does the manager. There's a bozo gene.
Oh
Yeah?
God.
Whereas
Yeah.
I can see us, right, a situation where somehow we're drawing one, the tie's like 2-2 or something, like 1-1 or something, and we go
Wow,
1-0
we
up,
scored two.
right? This guy,
Can-
60th minute in the second leg,
Oh,
brings
I
on
swear to
Gallagher.
Fucking
Can I?
Gallagher, 60th.
I was just-
No, even worse. You know what's gonna happen, guys? Even
No,
worse. Mason
I
Mount
was just
comes
about to
on.
say that.
Oh,
I was
wow.
about to say that when we won it when we won it with Tuchel, right? It took Tuchel
Yeah.
like making almost perfect subs. Everything
Yeah.
goes perfectly for us. That goal
Yeah.
against City with Potter, bro. Potter subs. Imagine going to the Bernabeu and putting Gallagher.
Right, I was going to say, like you
I
said,
can't.
Marshall, you said it. I'm no joke, no cap. I'm bringing Mount on before Gallagher because at least Mount has played against some of those players before and will understand their tendencies maybe and who they are.
There's
as
a
players.
hunger there,
I-
though. That's what I'm saying, guys. There's a
No,
hunger there.
If that fucking guy brings on Conor Gallagher on to be a midfielder against the midfield of Tchouaméni, Kroos, and Modric, I'm gonna
Yeah.
lose my
They'll
ever-loving
make him
mind.
run around the ball, bro. They'll make him
Let me
chase
tell
him.
you
Bro,
something,
he's
right? Let me tell
chasing
you
it like
something.
he's a dog. He's going to. He's. Oh my god.
If I see Conor Gallagher in an actual game grace the pitch of the Bernabeu, I think that's one of the biggest disgraces in football ever. Yeah, I can't think of a more
I hope they don't allow him in, man.
than even when Real Madrid get battered on that ground. Yeah, I don't think he's even good enough. He's not good enough to even go on that training ground that we beat them in when we won the competition. Because we don't play in the okay, he's not good enough. He's not good enough to be whatever Atletico Madrid's training ground is. This guy, I'm telling you, and Ahmed, you back this guy at the start of the season. So I'm
Oh
not
yeah, let's.
forgetting that.
Oh,
right?
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy though, boys. You know what's crazy? The Chelsea fan base wanted Rice, Mount, and Gallagher like midfield three,
Yeah,
bro.
Rice, no,
Can you imagine?
I'm not
by the
involved
way,
in it. Oh, guys, I'm not
can you
involved. I'm
imagine
not
if we
involved.
rocked up? It's
Imagine-
never going to happen because they're leaving.
That was
but
the
can you
goal, man.
imagine if we rocked up to the Bernabeu or to like the San Siro or to one of those like the pinnacles
With
of
that midfield, man.
stadiums with a midfield of Rice, Gallagher, and Mount. Can you imagine the disrespect?
Forget the Bernabeu. Even if we did it against Dortmund, bro, he would take that out, bro.
Bro, can you imagine the
Oh
disrespect you're showing to a club
God.
bringing that midfield to their stadium? Like that's the
I
type of
wouldn't-
midfield I
But
expect.
see-
But
Almost
see,
every
see,
season
Scott,
you said that.
Scott, that's the exact reason why I don't take the Player of the Year fucking award as a valid argument point. Because this idiot need to vote for it.
You know
these
what? I
same
wouldn't
guys
let
wanted
this-
like that midfield
I
to vote
wouldn't
to
let
that.
Gallagher. I wouldn't let
players, man.
Gallagher go on the pitch, let alone Real Madrid. A real Sociedad. I wouldn't let this guy go on the pitch. This guy. Honest to God, Yeah, it's this guy. It's just he comes. How the hell is he? How the hell is he getting on this pitch? I don't understand. Well, I know why, but there's a management. But like, what? This is why training doesn't mean anything to me. What they do in training, it means fuck all. What they do in training, they're not giving their best. Sweet FA,
Gala
right?
Rottweiler.
Bro, what do we do in training, man? I honestly want to know, man.
Eden
We'll
Hazard
take
was the
shots.
worst trainers we had.
He's
One
not
of the worst
working.
trainers we had, Eden Hazard, and he done it on the pitch. What the fuck are you looking in training to even think that Gallagher is good enough to come on and change the game? And then you're asking him to go and attack.
I can go just on that Hazard thing. I can go one further with that to tell you why training doesn't matter. Apparently, at the moment, he's one of the best trainers at Real Madrid, and he still doesn't play because Ancelotti doesn't play. Wow. So, like, who gives a fuck about training?
Oh, they look good in training. Look at the shots they do, bro. There's no goalkeeper in the fucking net. First of all, they're shooting the ball out. You know what I mean? And they're not getting,
and they're scoring goals. I was gonna say they're scoring goals against the same goalkeepers, Barcelona, that you man don't rate. So
exactly.
What does it matter that they're scoring goals?
Unbelievable.
Oh my god, what Edouard Mendy's been told he can leave the club. Damn.
Plus, they play against Koulibaly as a centre back, so it doesn't really.
I was going to say they're scoring goals
Jesus
and
Christ.
playing against some defenders and goalkeepers that you don't rate. So why do you care if they look good in training? Like, what the fuck is it?
Imagine.
We are literally, if any of you watch Dragon Ball Z, yeah, we're literally the equivalent of Vegeta, bro. All he does is train, and he never accomplished anything, bro.
You know what?
Conor Gallagher's a Magikarp, man. He's a Magikarp from Pokemon.
You know Aubameyang, right?
Not even one that turns into a Gyarados. Just a bigger
Aubameyang trains those
Magikarp.
guys, but he never
He
plays.
turns into.
You know what I mean? He's a
Who trains well? Obama? No,
Aubameyang trains well, but doesn't start the games as well. So.
bro. Honestly, I was a bit annoyed about the Obama thing, but like the Mount thing kind of covered for it. I don't give a fuck about Obama bro anymore, man. If that's what it takes, I'm willing to sacrifice the blood of Obama to get Mount out of the club, bro.
Is it called Dutch Fafana has been playing with the under-21s, enjoying himself, man.
We didn't have any strikers on the bench today.
This idea, by the way, because I saw it today with Simeone, this idea of a player training well, bro, the managers just say this just not to piss the player off.
Yeah.
Like, Simeone said it today about Kondogbia, despite the fact that in the last 6 games, Kondogbia has played a combined total of 0 minutes. Like, he just plays well. Like, sorry, he trains well. Like, I think in his interview, Simeone said, like, oh, we're not being fair because he trains really well. Play him then. Like, what the fuck is this? Just play him then.
Oh my god. Conor Gallagher managed to go around a pair of cones and suddenly he's able to go on a fucking pitch.
Bro,
what the fuck is this?
Do any of you see us? Do any of you, like, where do you guys see us in a year? Like, if we go to 19th of March 2024, where do you guys see us?
Maybe
Kai,
that's a good question.
Right.
I'm not even joking you. It's like, it's similar to what I said earlier with the games. I can see the best case scenario. Well, not a best case scenario, but I can see us being a top 4 team, like where we stay in the top 4 for most of the season. We're playing really good football. Everyone looks like it's good. We've got patterns of play, and I can see us being relegation candidates. I can see everything in between.
So you don't see us title contenders. 15-16, nobody
No,
predicted.
obviously not. I don't see us title contenders with this manager, no. But I'm saying, like, I can see it going really well to a point, or really badly. That's the problem with this team and this manager. I can see everything, like any outcome being any.
Potter's in charge. If Potter's in charge, there's no point in having this channel on in the years.
Why, man? That's the time we should have football channel, bro. Because people come to let go of their frustration.
Let me tell you right now. This channel will be.
Look at Marshall smiling so we can get that new kitchen, man.
There'll be no point of monetizing any videos on this channel if Potter's still in
Oh, that's
charge.
a fair point.
There'll be no point. There'll be no
Sorry,
point
Marshall.
monetizing. Marshall,
You-
I'll tell you what, Marshall, in fact, we might as well move this channel to Twitch. Because at least you make some money off of it. Do you know what I mean? Move it to Twitch. Because we're freelancing and can swear and do as much as we want on Twitch.
Guys, help us out by becoming a member, please.
Yeah, become a
We're
member,
on a decline with
We are
Chelsea.
members.
Become member, Potter out. Let's just go right now. We'll change the name to. It's not. It's casually.
The Potter Out
fully
Club.
Casually now. It's fully Potter out. It's not casually Potter out. It's fully
Potter Out FC.
Yeah.
Oh
Potter
my
out now.
God.
And we have
Oh my God.
You know what, guys? I'm just
I'm
tired
gonna
of
watch Harry
talking
Potter
about.
films now and
The
cheer every time.
Potter
Voldemort-
Pot
Hey, listen, man, you get more action from a Harry Potter film than this, man.
But you know what
Andrew,
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
Andrew,
cheer.
did you make this up? Did you make the para potheads? Did you make it up?
No, I didn't know.
Lewis
did, I think. But what I'm saying is this: I'm going to watch Harry
true,
Potter
though. That's how we
now,
play.
and I'm going to cheer every time a good person dies on that film.
You know what you should do? You should watch. You know the first and second Harry Potter, right? They've got the Quidditch games. Watch some real, Quidditch games,
Shut
man.
up, man.
Watch some real Quidditch games.
I'm going to play Hogwarts Legacy and deliberately go to Slytherin. That's what I'm doing right now.
That's what I did, though. That's what I did as well.
Enemy of progress,
you
man.
naturally-
What's an
you
enemy of
naturally
progress,
Slytherin,
man?
Kai. That's
Look
what
at
it
these
is.
two, man. Enemies
You're
of progress,
naturally
Enemies of progress,
This guy.
wallahi.
This guy, you know what? I didn't.
Yes, Edward's on. Sorry.
What?
Shut up, man. People
Edward's
may
on,
not-
innit? Leon Edwards on DSC.
Shut up.
Leon
Shut
Edwards
up,
won.
man. People may
Who's
be waiting
Edwards,
to
man?
watch
What
it.
are we guys talking about?
UFC.
Leon
UFC.
Edwards.
Oh, UFC. Not for me, man.
Finally Mason Mount at UFC, by the way.
Ah,
I saw
fuck him.
a picture. No joke, I saw a picture of him at UFC.
Ultimate fraud.
Cool.
I
champ.
wouldn't
Bro,
be
this guy,
surprised.
man, he
I
has
would-
no
What's
shame,
his
bro.
price?
Hey, this is the same guy who sacked his dad as his agent.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Oh,
Bro, his
yeah,
dad
he
deserves
did.
it.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
His
for
dad
sure.
deserves
No,
it.
hey, if anyone lands a punch on his nose, that's fatal, man. Jesus Christ.
Bro, why would you get your dad as your agent, bro?
Because it's
Saint-
fucking stupid.
Because he's
That
stupid.
is so
Emotion.
stupid, man.
He likes
Yeah.
to keep his dad happy.
Yo,
Like,
pause, what
if
does that
my
mean,
dad was
bro?
my agent, yeah, and I was a
Pause,
football
yeah.
player, I'm not joining any team, bro, because my dad would just like lowball all those fucking teams, bro. I'm never joining any team. He's like, my son is worth more, and I just end up homeless, bro.
Yes, that's what would happen, literally.
It's
That's
too much
what happened with
emotions when you
Malcolm.
pick your family to be your agent or whatever.
That's
That's too much
true.
emotions.
That's the big problem, man.
I tell them,
Never-
if I was ever rich like that, I'd tell my family to shut the fuck up or not getting any money whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
stay out, man.
That's
You
what he
get
did
a
now.
monthly- You get a monthly allowance from me. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, shut up. Don't even
But,
don't even tell anyone we're related.
By the way,
Shut the
sorry,
fuck up.
to Minerals Mount in the chat, you realise that he's A, potentially injured, and B, potentially being taken out of the squad.
I think
No,
he's
no,
How,
injured.
how is Mason Mount? Like
Because
this
it's
guy
also
never-
Messing-
Minor
he's
Lass.
messing- He's messing.
Minor
don't
Lass
mess
Mount.
about. He's just messing about. Just ignore it. He's
Oh,
just messing about.
with
He
Mason
made,
Mount
me, he made
being
me laugh. Before.
yeah, like with Mason Mount being injured. Like, how has he got injured? Like this guy never gets injured. Now also
I don't think
always
he's actually injured, Chris.
The report said it was his pubic bone, whatever the hell that is.
Bro, to be
Let's have it right.
what,
Are you
Man,
serious?
Hey man,
I don't know what
you
the
making
hell
fun
that
of my
is.
pubic bone injury?
Let's go backstage.
bro, Johnny was riding him too hard, man. It broke his
Yeah, I
pelvis.
don't know what happened. Like this guy
But-
never gets injured, and all of a sudden we have to believe he's injured. Or
But
something.
anyway,
Right.
for me, for you to even be considered a legend, you have to win at least 2 major trophies, man. And I'm sorry, man. The Club World Cup and the fucking Super Cup and getting lucky at the Champions League doesn't count as a legend, man.
Hey, Jorginho's a legend, though, right?
Maybe he'll do it in Liverpool. No, he isn't, because he haven't won like a
It's hard to
Yeah, he
become
did.
a
hasn't won the
You're
Premier
right,
League
Kai.
for us.
Kai.
I don't
It's
consider
very
it
hard.
being our
You
legend.
said 2 trophies, man. You said
Kai,
you were, okay.
it's very
I said
hard.
major trophies.
Yeah,
major
and,
trophies.
and a super cup.
Major
and a Club World Cup
trophies.
is major. It's major.
Oh,
Major,
yeah.
no, major trophies for me are the Premier League and the
That's for
Champions
you,
League
though.
as a
That's
big
your
club.
definition.
That's what I said. That's literally what I
Did
said.
you
before I
say
started my point.
Europa's
That's
the
one-
equivalent
one
of
thing he does,
a
one
Premier
thing he
League,
does, yeah.
kind of?
No.
Europa, nah, you cannot be.
No
No, because
way.
Europa is the second division of like the Champions League,
Listen,
right? Because it's the second
It's
tier.
still it's bigger than most English trophies, Kai, like FA Cup and all that. Still.
Yeah, but I don't consider
One
the FA
second,
Cup as a
guys, one-
major trophy.
Oh no, you just you.
This is a
It's
I-
even
I-
tiny
I-
by
I-
it's even
What's
tiny
that?
by size as
This
well,
is-
man. So I
Yes.
like it's not really
The-
major, is it?
Like yes, the trophies is a big club. You want Premier League or Champions League, of course. But like,
Bro, you got see English people have like that short man syndrome with the fucking FA Cup, bro. He's like the FA Cup is a great cup. Like, yeah, because you play
Nah,
fucking
nah,
Barnsley and all
it's-
that shit teams
it's
are
not.
going to win towards winning it.
Europa League is far bigger than the FA Cup.
Exactly, that's what I'm going as well. And even that,
But not
Andrew,
as
I don't
big
consider it
Prem.
a major trophy, bro.
I don't mind the Europa League, but the
But
competition.
not as
yeah,
big as the
so-
Prem.
Of course not.
It's not as big as the Prem. No way, man.
Premier League is like second biggest to me. Like Champions League is the biggest, but
Yeah, Champions League is the biggest. Then you have the Premier League, and then you
You
have
By the
can
way,
only be a Chelsea
hey,
legend if
how,
you win the
hey,
Prem
talk about
and the
Premier League
Champions
and
League.
Champions League.
Just
How,
so
So
I'm
Hazard's not a Chelsea legend under your account, then.
no. Eden hasn't won 2 Premier Leagues.
Oh, never
I
mind.
thought he won.
2 Premier Leagues. Yeah, he
Well,
won
he
2
won
Premier
two.
Leagues.
Yeah.
And he literally won us those Premier League. He
won
carried
every
us
cup.
to
No,
those
Premier
Premier
no,
Leagues.
Hazard won us 3, didn't he?
He won every cup
Premier
apart
Leagues.
from the Champions League.
Right.
Of course, he's a legend.
Yeah.
No, he won.
Yeah, he won everything.
Fair
But
enough,
yeah,
fair enough.
He won us
but if
3.
you're talking about like Jorginho, as much as I like him, he only won the Champions League here, and a few like what one FA Cup,
Europa
and
League,
one
FA Cup,
one Europa
He didn't
League.
win the
FA
FA Cup.
Did
You didn't win the FA Cup. Did you win the Capital
Oh,
One
no,
Cup?
yeah.
Did you win the Capital One Cup?
No, he didn't
No.
win any English Cup. He didn't win any
That's
English
right.
Also, by
Okay,
the way,
there you go.
Kai, do you know how I can tell you that the Europa League is bigger than the FA Cup?
Yeah, if you win the FA Cup, you play in the Europa League.
I was about to say, do you know what you go into if you win the FA Cup?
The
The
Europa,
Europa
League.
League.
Europa League,
Yes.
yeah.
If you win the
Yeah,
Europa
no.
League, you go to the Champions
Scott,
League.
I'm just tired of people
We
telling
lost
me
the
how
chance.
big the fucking FA Cup is. When
Oh, the
it's
FA Cup,
literally
the FA Cup historically is a big trophy, like historic from a historical standpoint.
yeah, but
As an actual-
Everton is historically a big club, another fighting
Yeah.
relegation. That's
yeah, that's
doesn't
what
mean
I
much.
mean. Like historically, it is a big trophy, but like
Kai,
an actual,
we
like-
couldn't beat him, though.
yeah,
No,
as an actual trophy, like how important it is, bro. It's the third least important trophy.
And I would defend myself with the Europa League why I don't over celebrate the Europa League, because for you to get to the Champions League, you win the Europa League, right? Because it's the second, and the Champions League is the top of the European football, right? So the tier below is the Europa League, and a club like Chelsea should never be in the Europa League to fucking begin with. So the fact that we won it doesn't mean shit to me, man.
I have the same argument about the Conference League. People are saying, "Oh, we need to complete the set." No, I don't want any.
No.
Nope,
I don't
nope.
want any trace of
I
this
refuse.
club being
Fuck
in
that.
that Conference
Fuck
League.
that.
No,
You know what it's
complete-
you know what it's
only
you know what it's
completed
like.
the
It's
set.
like when your whole life you've been dating beautiful women, and you're just like, I need to complete the set. I need to date one
You know,
platform.
I met people today at the stadium saying they want us to get Conference League.
That's a joke. No,
Bingo.
what?
I was like,
Yeah.
are you okay? Are you okay? We're not even gonna get Conference League.
Oliver,
What are you talking about, man?
I'm
I can't
absolutely
have it.
fine with us getting Conference League if you spend the entire competition using it for fringe players and youth players.
And
Yeah,
kids,
yeah,
man.
youth players.
Cool
you
then,
got
cool
to.
then.
Like
Let the
fucking
kids go
Gallagher.
on a day trip, bro.
Yeah, Gallagher can have a
I was
good
going
run.
to say, like, if you somehow manage to have, like, if say you don't manage to get rid of everyone that you want next season, and the squad's still got like maybe like 26, 27 people, use the outsiders, so to speak, the likes of your Loftus Cheeks, your Gallagher's if he's still here, Pulisic if he's still here, bro, play them in the fucking Conference League and play
But
youth players.
respectfully,
Use the
I don't
Conference
want to
League.
send Enzo to Belarus in fucking December,
Exactly,
bro.
bro.
Respectfully,
Bro,
yeah.
as I say, the Conference League games, unless maybe in the semis and the final, like bar that, I don't want to see the likes of Enzo, Felix, like Thiago Silva, like some of these man touching a pitch.
Bro, these countries are cold, man. Like, I don't want to send my players there. Like, you know, the colder it is, the more deception it is to injuries. Like that. If we send our players to Russia, bro, in the winter, that's it, man. They're coming back dead. I'm talking from experience, man. No, from the cold, not from the danger, whatever. Because Russia's quite nice, man.
Anyways,
As someone who lived there, yeah, someone who lived there.
Ladies and gents, this has been a fantastic stream. Sorry we didn't
Yeah.
stream midweek. It's been busy and there was really nothing to really talk about other than Mason Mount, which we'd be in debt to the floor. But we're gonna end up talking about Mason Mount tomorrow anyways. So anyways,
Yeah.
He never
ladies
leaves
and
the
gents.
headlines, does he?
He never leaves.
He never leaves the
Ladies and gents, this is the end of the show.
Can I
Make
say one
sure
thing?
you
Can I say one
smash-
thing, though, Marshall?
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Dangerous
Kai.
water there.
Minerals Mount. Mason Mount is miles clear of Felix' career and trophy. Yet Felix took his spot at Chelsea, and Mount is gonna both be sold. So take that, you little cunt. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry, I had to say it, bro.
Anyways, ladies and gents, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. All of that helps out the channel. Hit that bell notification if you want to be notified when we're going to be going live. Sometimes it happens randomly. Sometimes it happens consistently. Who knows? Check out the links in the description for everyone's links and descriptions and channels and whatever the fuck. Comments down below. Let us know what you thought about the channel or the show and everything we talked about. And then make sure you check out the memberships starting at 99p, 4 different tiers, different emojis to use, all that fun stuff. But guys, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about this week's Chelsea news, including the Mason Mount dilemma and all that jazz. And yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. And as always, you guys have a good night and stay casual. Peace.